2, 1. We've got liftoff. Chi-Town, you can cue the show on your ready. This is the Chi-Town Home of House series. Got a major guest, DJ Nickety Nick non-stop. Yes, sir.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Fair use. Educational purposes. Like, share, subscribe, share this link. Let's get it.
In entering upon this course of instruction, each of you should, so far as possible, lay aside for the time being all previous theories and beliefs. By so doing, you will be saved the trouble of trying all the way through the show to put, quote, new wine into old wineskins, end quote. Luke chapter 5, verse 37. If there's anything as we proceed which you don't understand or agree with, just let it lie passively in your mind until you have enjoyed the entire show. For many statements that would at first arouse antagonism and discussion will be cleared and easily accepted a little farther on. After the show is over, if you wish to return to your old beliefs and ways of living, you are at perfect liberty to do so. But for the time being, be willing to become as a little child, for said the Master in spiritual things, quote, except ye become as little children, ye shall in no wise enter into the kingdom of heaven, end quote. Matthew chapter 18, verse 3. If at times there seems to be repetition, please remember, the self-love show is a lesson, not a lecture.
Baby.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us. We might not be the ones, but let's not be selfish, and because we're not going to change the world, let's not talk about how we should change.
24 years ago today, iconic rapper Tupac Shakur was shot here in Las Vegas.
The rapper was shot inside of a BMW while stopped at a red light on Koval and Flamingo. We all know the story. He then died 6 days later. The shooting happened after a Mike Tyson fight against Bruce Sheldon at MGM Grand. And then there was a brawl inside of the lobby right after that fight. Tupac was in the car with Marion Suge Knight, who was grazed by a bullet. No one has ever been arrested for Tupac's murder.
And even in this instance, if I could be of service to a 9-year-old girl or a 19-year-old woman or girl who wants to be a woman, is to really remember that self-love is the best way that you can receive love from anybody else, because it's coming from you. A lot of times we forget that. We look externally for this love. We look externally for this feeling of validation and adoration and approval, and it has to come from within.
your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
That's nothing but the truth, baby. Join the Give Back gang. Shot time. Cue the music. Is Abso-freaking-lutely. I'm just a kid from Chicago. Shot town, stand the F up. I'm just a kid from Chicago. Self-love vision. I'm just a kid from Chicago. I'm just a kid from Chicago. What down. Welcome to tonight's live edition of the Self-Love Show, where we got two mottos around here. Motto number one is on earth as it is in heaven. Bing. All praise due to the Most High and also all the ancestors. Big ups to my mama Sky. She gets a special honorable mention. Rest up, Mom. Our second motto is as above, so below. Right now, we can be found Malcolm exclusively right here on our YouTube channel. This Ain't That Network. And we have an acronym for This Ain't That Network, which is TATN. I'm just a kid from Chicago. TATN. This is one of the co-hosts, and I'm Millie, also known as one of the selves. What down, Shot Town, what down. As always, repeat after he. I am greater than my excuse. I am greater than my excuse. I am greater than my excuse. Today is hump day. It's my Friday, so I'm ready to turn up. And we live at 8:01 p.m. Central Standard. That's Chi-Town time. And as always, we love to acknowledge that all of you souls can be any place in this magnanimous universe. And thankfully, we all Scooter chose, big up Scooter, we all Scooter chose to be here together. Here together. What down, brother Words? Myth, what you manifesting, sir?
Love, man, you know me. I'm manifesting love. What you manifesting?
Hey, bro. Same thing here. Although we lost our music. I'm manifesting pure, magnanimous, unfiltered, unfettered. Some say tough, often harsh. You know how we can be from the city of Wynn. But, kick it again. But, love just the same, good Nuke. Love just the same, sir. I'm just a kid from Chicago. And what's been going on in your neck of the shot since last Wednesday, Brody?
Man, a lot of kicking it. My goodness. It's summertime shy and there's festivals everywhere, bro. And man,
You
lot
checked out
going
any
on.
of them?
I was hanging out with Good Vibes on 64th and Stony on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I was out at the Pier 31 on last Thursday. Very nice.
That's what's up. Was it super hot?
Not super hot, but it was nice. It was 80s, low 80s.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Beautiful weather, beautiful vibe, beautiful women. Yeah.
Hey, that sounds wonderful. You can't beat all those beautifuls with a baseball bat, Brody.
Yeah, and our guest, that's his set.
Oh yeah, can't wait to unpack that. Our guest tonight comes with a very nice, very, very nice. He's house through and through. Don't want to call him a house head. We've had plenty of series. We've discovered that could be touchy-feely for some people, but I'm going to shoot through what to expect for all the guests who may not know. We always start the show. We have a self-love quote of the day. And then next, we play a short video. It's less than a minute. It's our platform, our foundation. It is what we stand upon here at the Self-Love Show. That's called the More Growth and Development Program. That's the More Growth and Development platform. So do definitely tune in to that. And then, of course, we run a short video that Self-Love and I will unpack. The theme of that is tattoo tyranny. The emphasis is on tyranny. Self-Love and I will vote and feel free to vote in the chat. And please like, share, subscribe. Let's get them in here. We have an honored guest here. But we have, we'll vote whether or not we think that the said action is tyrannical or not. And then, of course, we have a new segment that we're doing that's called What If He Was Black or What If He Was White? And or she, and another short video. And then we have our dome teaser. That's our riddle. We believe the mind is a muscle, and you don't want that muscle to atrophy, I should say. And then we'll get on topic. We'll be on topic in about 20 minutes. Our topic tonight is Chicago, home of house music and culture. This is part 7 in a riveting series. It's essentially an ode to the house culture, so that we can get firsthand information about the place where it all began. Tonight's guest is DJ Nick Nonstop. He is definitely already a member of the Give Back Gang, and we'll get into his service and also his history, and we got some great questions lined up for him. And then, of course, we roll into next week's sneak peek. We'll tell you what we got lined up for you next week. And then finally, my favorite part of the whole shebang. And that's where this brother to my right unpacks or summarizes tonight's show off the rip, off the top of the dome, freestyle for some of you others. In a nice bit of prose, he summarizes the entire show, and I always look forward to that. This is an interactive chat. If you got questions, don't be shy out there. If they're respectful, we'll present them to our guests. And then also, please take the time to hit the thumbs up right there and hit the thumbs up button and share this link. Post it on your Twitter, put it on your Facebook, so that we can get it jumping, as can't say house heads, so as the house individuals used to say back in the day. That party was jumping. Enough of my yapping. I'm gonna turn it over to this brother right here so he can handle his business.
Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, share far and wide. Got a great guest for you today. The Self-Love Shows, our series part 7, featuring DJ Nick Nonstop. As always, we have the Self-Love Show quote of the day, and then a great video that we need you to check out, the More Growth and Development platform that we are building the Self-Love Nation off of. So, without further ado, house music isn't black or white. It just is. It feels good and it feels right. Once again, house music isn't black or white. It just is. It feels good and it feels right. Frankie Knuckles. And here's the More Growth and Development. Silverback More Growth and Development platform. Number 1, repair our nation via reparations. We demand our silver back. Number 2, to connect our breadwinners with our activists. And 3, show an accurate depiction of African American Chi-Town. 4, to shine a light on positive influence. 5, heal our community one person at a time. 6, to provide an unfiltered platform for our influencers. 7, recycle the black dollar. 8, to provide mentors for the mentorless. 9, to close the gap between us and our pink kinsmen.
We're closing
Oh
it.
my God.
And Brother Wordsmith, if you can close us out with number 10 in the platform.
To protect our women and children by any and all means necessary.
That is facts. For if we're not stepping up for the little ones and the defenseless that are counting and depending on us, then what are we doing it for? Why are we working? Why are we killing? And so if we didn't do our announcements, do you have any announcements, bro, before we move forward?
Yes, coming real soon. Love, Honor, Respect Entertainment. It's going to be launched.
Love, Honor, and Respect Entertainment. And can you tell us who's behind this venture and the nature of it?
That would be me. And yo, it's going to be about the music I produce, tracks, blog, stuff, information, and merchandise, and services that we're going to offer.
Man, that's love. That is love. All right, so you'll definitely let us know when everything's launched. And so that's Love, Honor, and Respect. Great name. How'd you come up with that?
Spirit. I was just saying that a lot to people. Love, honor, respect. So it's part of my heart. So time to put it into this realm.
Fantastic. And all I had was our previous guest, Dr. Curtis D. Jasper. He's a PhD, specializes in mental wellness, mental health. He's launching beginning July of 2022. He's going to be doing some counseling, specifically geared towards the African American male. He says all are welcome, but it's specifically designed for the mental health needs of African American males. When he came on our show, he acknowledged that, You don't have to be quote unquote, you know, having mental health issues. It's all about maintenance. It's like we're not sick yet. We go to a doctor at least once a year, many of us. So this will be a group of pre-screened and qualified men will meet collectively and virtually in a group support session. Um, he says, black men particularly, we have unique challenges that we experience. We will learn, grow, honor, respect. Huh? Sound familiar yourself? Share and support one another as well as learn new tools to support our own well-being. Although our focus as black men and black males, all ages 18 to 65, we're open and highly receptive to all men, regardless of nationalities, race, sexual orientations, and economic, political, or religious status. There are qualification and prerequisites, obligations that must be met before attendance and acceptance. All sessions will be held virtually via Zoom, 1 to 3 days per month for a nominal monthly fee. All sessions will maintain complete confidentiality to the fullest extent. For more information, if you can type this number in the chat, you want to text group session. Text group session.
Hold on a quick second. Let me make sure I get this.
Okay.
Okay. Live chat. Okay, there it goes.
So for more information on this is a super need. If it's not for you, refer it to someone else. Also step up, because he said the best way to get someone who needs help is to be utilizing the services yourself. So you want to text the word group session to the phone number 770-885-2009. That's 770-885-2009. Or you can email the same to Dr. Kurt, that's with a C, Dr. Kurt at Dr. Curtis D, like David, Jasper.com. So that'll be Dr. Kurt at Dr. Curtis D, Jasper.com. Also, our guest tonight, I pinned his link into the chat. It should be at the top of the chat. That's for his business that we'll get into, his service business that we'll get into as we push forward through the show.
What was the last four of the number?
2009, bro. 2009. Did you get the email?
No. You know what? I think I can put the flyer on there.
I don't know if you can put the flyer on there.
Let me see.
But you got the flyer, so pull the information off of it and type it in the chat. If you will, good brother. All right. So, outside of those announcements, you guys, like, share, subscribe. Let's get them in the building here tonight. We have a giant of a guest that's taking his time out to share this information with us that I'm definitely looking forward to. And make sure you subscribe yourself. We're about 83 subscribers away from myself and my lovely wife jumping out of an airplane. We're going to skydive. We are going to use parachutes. We will videotape it and put it up on this channel. So allow us to continue forward with our fear project and this service project, or anti-fear campaign, we should call it, huh, Self?
Absolutely.
And speaking of that, last week's show was entitled The Illusion of Fear and Its Effect on the Black Community. I totally suggest that you check out that live stream. A lot of information was unpacked, huh, Self?
Absolutely. Lots. And I was able to put the link from that
okay,
what
sweet.
he sent us.
Sweet. So just tap that link and you'll be right in there. And we'll tap it in the comments after the show ends. So it'll be on the comments along with the We Jam, which our guest is plugging here tonight. So yeah, check out The Illusion of Fear. Dope show. Self, now, last week I told you we were gonna spin the Uvalde video with 12 chilling in the hallway as those poor kids were being slaughtered.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, big ups to Inside Edition. This is their video. We're using it under fair use. This is for educational purposes, personal use.
The Texas newspaper that published the leaked Uvalde school video is facing intense backlash today. The footage shows the shooter entering the school and police waiting 77 minutes before taking him down. It was obtained by investigative reporter Tony Plahetsky of the Austin American-Statesman and KVUE TV.
This is not a decision that we have taken lightly. We have carefully considered what we are doing here. We know that there will be people out there who maybe do not agree with our decision to air these clips.
Several family members are angry that they didn't get to see the video first.
To the person that leaked it, screw you.
They were going to see this video on Sunday. You did not have to release this and leak it. And I think it's appalling, and you should be ashamed of yourselves for doing that.
But others say the criticism is misdirected.
And we will not change our minds until we see the result and hear those babies cry for help. That is what we need to see. And I hate to say it, but that's what it's going to need to exact change and protect our babies.
The harrowing video begins at 11:28 a.m. as the killer crashes his car outside the school. 3 minutes later, he fires at the building. A teacher inside frantically calls 911, screaming at the kids to take cover. 11:33 a.m. The killer walks into the school, takes a right, and saunters down a corridor, casually flicking his hair. A youngster comes out of the bathroom and notices the gunman. As the rampage begins, the boy turns and runs for cover. We hear multiple bursts of gunfire, but the sound of the children's screams has been removed. 3 minutes later, the first cops arrive. They move in to confront the killer, but are repelled, grazed by bullets. Over the next 20 minutes, more law enforcement officers arrive. We counted 24, crowded into the hallway, heavily armed, wearing helmets, carrying ballistic shields, but they still hung back.
The screams of children were scrubbed from the video, which means the officers in the hallway were hearing that too. And yet sitting there.
Some moments are triggering pure disbelief. This officer strolls over to the mounted dispenser and sanitizes his hands.
Under what world is it okay to use a hand sanitizer while children are screaming and you know that they're in there with a crazy gunman?
Two others fist bump and this cop checks his cell phone, but maybe that's understandable. He's reportedly the husband of fourth grade teacher Eva Morales, who called him to say she had been shot. Finally, at 12:50, they make their move. 1 hour and 17 minutes after the nightmare began, it's over. Now the cops must answer why it took so long.
The New York Post today, not mincing words, calling them cowards on the front page.
I was actually embarrassed to watch that take place. You have to do what you have to do, period. That's the job.
Man, so before you comment stuff, there was also they did another video recently where the chief dude who should step down, he's sitting there trying to negotiate with this guy for like an out, tell him, come on out, drop your gun and come on out. That's what he's saying, is this guy's in there spraying children.
It's despicable. I can't even begin to understand that.
Yeah, I mean, they call them cowards. Self-Love and I, we use the term female cats. No offense to any females out there or any cats. But where was the fear for their life, where they all go in there and shoot somebody up 60, 70 times?
Well, they pretty much, I don't know. It goes out the window. That they only got that fear when we got melanated people. Like, when you could see that they're, you know, running away from you. I think that's, you know, where their fear kicks in, when they're running away from them and they can open fire and kill them.
Got you. Now, this is a strange question. Is that tyranny? Can we call that tyranny, what we just saw there?
I would say yes. They from what we've been told and taught, that they are our protectors. And you know, they don't have to. I mean, the Supreme Court has over and over ruled that they don't have to. And when it's children, you know,
children calling 911 from inside the room. This one guy's wife was in there, laid down, bleeding out. There's no way you could stop me from going in there and handling my business.
Man, I don't have words for that, because that, you know.
Well, I'm going to agree with you, tyranny. And for those who question the whole defund the police idea, yeah, enough said on that. Let's push past it, because our guest is waiting patiently in the cream room. We want to do this. What if this one is what if they were black? And this one's entitled, we call this one 12 Restraint. We're not going to run this whole video, so we'll forward through it shortly.
Okay. Whoa.
Yeah. This is, yeah. So the perp is in that SUV.
Oh.
Watch this guy get up, and look, he goes and stands right in front of him and pushes the car. He's brilliant, isn't he? Look at him. He went back to take more. He wants to push the car, bro.
What is...
That's called privilege.
It's beyond.
But I think maybe his babies were in the car. You're going to see at the end.
Who's driving like that?
Well, we're going to get to that. The perp. The perp. And that's why I say, well, you know, you're going to know for sure. Well, we'll save it for the end, but, you know, just imagine that some black guy driving doing this. Just watch this.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Okay, she got the back. Pull it up a little bit.
Yeah. You're using the car as a weapon. Look at that. Pushing the car in front of it, ramming the engine.
Oh, yeah, they would have opened up fire like... It looked like 4th of July.
Look at this idiot.
Oh,
look,
yeah, like 4th
they
of July.
Lit that car up.
Yeah, like 4th of July.
Already ran over somebody, attempted. They just let this person pull off. Which, you know, I'm going to say is fine police work. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
right?
I got you.
Don't have to take a life. We're going to watch about another 30 seconds, and then we're going to fast forward to the end. I'll let you know when. So now this person is a menace to the rest of society.
Hold on. They did all that and they stopped for the red light?
Yeah, and you notice these tinted windows. But took off when 12 came back over. Look, see, the car is damaged.
Yeah, damaged. Bam.
They rammed it.
Yeah.
All right. So fast forward to about the last minute or so, bro. I want you to see how this ends. All right, go back a little. Back a little more. A little more. Yeah. So they get the car to stop. This is some restraint used by these officers.
Yeah, the restraint that they should use when it's, you know,
correct,
darker skinned people involved.
Yeah, but they always think we got a gun and we're going to kill everybody. And this is in Georgia. Look at this fine police work, bro. Nobody's hyped up. Fine police work. There's your perp self. There's your perp. Now, I could say if that was a black woman. Now look at this. They let this person just run up in there and grab the guns or whatever they're going to grab the evidence. Look at the privilege you're seeing in front of you. But they grabbed the babies. Now, you could stop it here. And I want to ask the chat and everybody, what if the driver was a black woman and that lady and man who came over there running in the car, could all of that have gone down like that on 75th and Colfax, self?
In no way, shape, or form. I mean, when the car pulled up a little bit and then
yeah,
fireworks, it'd been like the 4th of July. All of them would have been standing there opening fire on their car, their truck.
Especially after the attempt murder, right? Trying to run, you know firsthand how cars can do damage and kill. Personally, right? So you get an angry female behind the wheel, ran that man over, and was trying to do it again, but that car next to it was, she wasn't the best driver. I don't know if she was, drunk or what, but we don't want to spend a lot of time on this because we do have a guest. So I'll ask you this. What if that person was a homegirl?
I already said, 4th of July. That's how that car would have got lit up. It'd have been like fireworks.
We're in agreement here. 12 on the one hand, great police work. But on the other hand, it's hypocritical.
To the highest.
And this is why, people get out in the street and protest when they see, a black guy and he's shot 100 times, and then everybody comes out, well, he should have pulled over. Well, he should have listened to the police. Well, he should have, you know what I mean?
Just complete crapulous behavior, Anyone that says stuff like that.
Facts. All right, so tonight we got Chicago Home of the House Music and Culture. This is part 7 featuring world-renowned DJ Nick Nonstop. We're going to jump off with this riddle, and then we'll get the show going. All right, here's today's brain teaser, dome teaser. What is always in front of you but cannot be seen? What is always in front of you but cannot be seen? Anyone in the chat, if you think you know it, type it in. You got a thumbs up out there, Seth?
Yep.
Once again, the Riddler here, a.k.a. Brother Wordsmith, has solved another riddle. Well, we'll see. Let me see what he typed in here. Oh, wow, he got that. I actually forgot the answer. And he is correct. He is correct. So enough of the appetizers, Brody.
Let's quench the self-love nation's thirst.
All right, well, I think I got this right this time. If you could roll the promo, and then we're going to jump off the intro and get the guest in the building. All right. So you guys, next week, Self, you booked the guest. DJ, what's his name?
Nick Nonstop.
Chi-Town house music series. We're continuing it. And we just had the what do you call that picnic they do?
Chosen Few.
Yeah, we just had the Chosen Few. Looking forward to getting back into this with Nick nonstop, and big ups to him, for joining the Give Back gang. And also, we're working on a powerful guest for the following week as well.
Hey, bros, what's going on? This is Cotton. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good. And get ready for
Do you still have them?
I do.
I got mines in too. All right, we're gonna start our intro, and this is pretty heavy. We're bringing to the table a DJ with 30 plus years of experience spinning. He's the owner and CEO of We Jam DJ Academy. Jam is an acronym. We're going to break that down for you. He's also a managing partner of ACE or ACE Chicago Events. And you can get that at acechicagoevents.com, acechicagoevents.com. He teamed up with SRO Records to create, produce, and distribute the original Jack My Body, co-created and produced the original House Nation. Joined Trax Records, very historical. We talked about Trax Records on here.
Are you?
Yeah. So he joined Trax to produce Fantasy. Wow. Northern Illinois University grad. That's NIU. For those who don't know, had some great times at Northern. He established a mobile DJ troupe, UNIT, Unit Production, for all colleges and universities in the Midwest. Newly released track, House People Strike a Pose, on We Jam Productions and House for Life Nation labels. That's available on cdbaby.com, iTunes, Amazon.com, and TrackSource.com. Co-founder of the Nonstop Basement Mix Session online show with over 20,000 visits. Past DJ appearances at places such as V-Bar out in Vegas, Frankie Z's, Mars Gallery, Gallery Gouchard, Renaissance Hotel in NY, ATL, London, Hyatt Chicago, Bridezilla reality show. I'll have to pull that up. Quattro resident 3 years, Park 52, Reynolds, Room 4, Park 52. That was around my crib, wasn't it, so?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Reynolds, Room 43, Checkerboard Lounge, Flirty Girl, Mendel, All Class Reunion. Had some good times in Mendel. The House Spot, Red Kiva, Renaissance, Chant, Pork Chop, Baseline Resident, DJ, The Shrine, Black Cat Lounge, Family Den, Dating Game, Celebrity, wow, you name it. Revs, HOB, Dominican Republic, Cancun, Ocho Rios, Mobe, Montego Bay, Jamaica. Past events, the Hyde Park Brewfest, which they moved. That was in 2019. DePaul University DAX fundraiser, UNICEF scholarship fundraising, Bronzeville Summer Nights, Hyde Park SECC, Lakeshore Links, Museum of Science and Industry Black Celebrity Gala in 2016, 17, 18, and 19, and pending. Must have been canceled because of COVID, the Peter pandemic. Hyde Park SECC Halloween Fest in 18, also known as the Monarch Awards, Cafe Oh no, 2018. The AKA Monarch Awards. Cafe, aka Alpha Phi Alpha Scholarship Banquet, Chicago Park District Kids and Kiddies Festival from 13 to 17. He actually did the Taste of Chicago, formerly known as the Chicago Fest. No, is that right? Yeah, I think it was. Okay, and then Summer House Series, Pier 31 and 31st Street Beach is Self Love mentioned. Did community partnerships at the Hyde Park SEC and the University of Chicago, Market Beats, Youth Guidance. He's very big on service. Noah's Ark Foundation, CPS, After School Matters, LACE, Truman College DJ, STEM Academy, Lakeside Links Mentoring, and sound engineer for Missing Peace Church. I pinned the website www.wejamdjacademy.com. That's just how it sounds. And then you can do www.acechicagoevents.com. And you can also link with this brother on Instagram at hashtag WeJamDJAcademy. So let me introduce. I don't think we do government names. I don't think he would mind, but we got DJ Nick Nonstop coming in the building. DJ Nick Nonstop, Self Love, handle your business. Go ahead, Self.
Yo. Welcome, my brother. Welcome. I've been looking forward to this conversation, to you graciously agreeing to it. And
thank you, bro. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, hear you fine. It sounds great.
Wow, man. Thanks, Tori. This is awesome, man. This is really cool. I was watching the show and I like what you're doing. I like this. So
love, honor, respect.
I've shared it and shared it and shared it. So hopefully people care about what we're talking about tonight. If not, this is me and you. I don't care. You know me.
The three of us, it's gonna be
there you go. There he is.
Phenomenal conversation is about to go down. And it'll be there into perpetuity. That's the best thing about it.
Yeah, it's open book. Like I said, I didn't want no questions in advance. You just fire away. If I don't want to answer, I'll just like.
Yeah, you can already say pass. Next question. Right. We
with
that.
And
brother, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to do this. We just kind of want to let you know why we do the Self Love Show and why we're doing this particular house project. Self Love and I, we come to figure out that when we watch the news and the TV or read certain books, history tends to get skewed. Our motto is if until the lion becomes literate, basically the story will always be told by the hunter. So we want to give voices to the people, so that, let's say, 100 years from now, one of your kids can watch this video and hear it, from the horse's mouth, so to speak. So,
yeah. Well, I appreciate and I applaud you guys, your efforts, the platform, and allowing me to just be a voice on your platform. So thank you so much.
Pleasure's all ours. And before I started with the questions, we had a guest that was very animate, and so we tend to ask everybody this: how do you feel about being referred to, or how do you feel about the term house head?
Oh, hold on, let me plug this up. I don't feel one way or the other about it. It doesn't offend me. You can have some connotations to it around crackhead. I mean, that's the first thing I would, if I was thinking about it. The crackhead is not a positive person. We all know that. So I don't use the term house head. I don't say hell, when I'm on the mic and doing mic chatter, I don't say, "Hey, where my house heads at?" I ask, "Where my dancers at?" That's who I'm looking.
Right.
I don't consider you a house head. You're a dancer. So yeah, that's my take on it. You no house head, and I mean, I know what it means, but do I police it? No. If you call somebody a house head, you call them a house head. Will never come out of my mouth. You're a dancer. You're a dancer.
I just never had no idea that some people were taking offense to it, because I look at it like, you know, like you said, a crackhead fiends crack, a househead fiends house music. You know, so I just you know, but you know, I'm big on, you know, address me as I, you know, want to be addressed as opposed to how you want to address me. So
there's a popular song out by an artist I will not mention that talks about house heads, and it's a good song. It gets the crowd moving. So I mean, it's out there, you know.
Facts.
All right. So let's jump into it. The first segment is essentially about early life. We like to try to, you know, essentially breeze through this so we can get into the meat. But for our guests who may not be as familiar with you, can you tell us when and where you were born, and kind of describe what it was like being raised there during your early childhood?
So just to kind of just make it quick, south side of Chicago, 95th and Prairie. That's where I was born and raised. So, and that's where I started my DJ career. Just a friend of ours on the next block, Kevin Jones, he was literally lived on 95th and Forest, and he and his brothers and his brother-in-law, they would DJ. They had turntables and records, and somehow I was over there and I was like, man, that's kind of cool. I'm 13 years old. I'm a freshman at Mendel, right? But I see what he's doing. I'm watching him transition from one song to the next. And I'm like, I need to know how to do that. That's what I like. This was during the time, you know, 83 was Hot Lunch Mix on BMX, you know, Hot Mix 5. So that was the house music was at its genesis, its early stages in the 80s, early 80s. And I got into it right at that early age and started DJing at Mendel and started out playing in the what was called the Monarch Den. It was where we had ping pong tables, and I asked if we could just bring me and Diego, could we bring our turntables up here and play music during lunchtime, and we did that. And Kirk Townsend, who was a Mendel alum back in the 70s, who started the whole bi-level, heard us and said, hey, you guys want to play at the Mendel bi-level? We were freshmen. And I was like, yeah, we want to play at the bi-level. He's like, well, you're going to be in the basement. I said, man, I don't care where you put us. I'm serious. So Kirk got us started, man. And it just kind of catapulted from there, man. So I graduated Mendel class of 87. And, you know, during that time, and house music was it. It was experimental, and you know, DJs were creating tracks. And it was just, you know, you had all these nice clubs and, you know, Warehouse and Sawyer's. That was that time. That was the time.
Know Kirk very well.
Yeah, Kirk. I give credit to Kirk. He's the one that kind of put us on the map, and he is if you haven't put him on your show, please do, because he is an almanac.
I saw him recently. Yeah, you're right.
He's an almanac of house history, and we need to bubble wrap him and several other people.
Send him this link, somebody. Yeah, and I noticed you said Sawyer's because some would say Sours. But
tomato, right?
Tomato, yeah. So to your point about Mendel, I remember in 7th and 8th grade, we would go to Mendel, and I remember, you know, you had to avoid the thieves outside waiting on you. It's still
they take your hat. They snatch your hat.
And they wanted your reversible Louis Vuitton Gucci belt. So once we avoided all of the thieves, then my buddy Mike Qualls, he lived on in the hundreds, and we would have to run from the police because they were actually enforcing curfew back in the day, and they'd chase you down. You know, good times though.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Can you discuss your elders or messaging from, maybe their ancestors now, and how they were interacting with you and maybe the guys? Any lessons or colloquialisms that you can remember that you can share with the people coming up?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, my dad, he's still living. He's still ancestor, but he instilled a lot of qualities in me. One is just the work ethic, man. And people like, you always running, you're always moving, you're always doing something. Well, I don't know any other way. When I was still DJing and 8 years old, 9 years old, I'm helping him with his properties. I'm putting in hot water heaters. I'm painting porches. So he always taught me. And he was a cop, so he was a CPD police officer, but he always had these side hustles. He always had real estate. He had photography. My dad was a hustler, but he told me, he said, always have a steady and a hustle. He
Side
said,
hustle.
he instilled that in me and my sisters. And it's like, have your steady, that's paying the bills. You get that every 2 weeks or whatever. And if you balance it out, you have a side or multiple. And this is, multiple streams of income. But that's just my dad I was gonna say he's you say ancestors, but he's still here. But that's my influence right there. His work ethic, and my mom as well. She worked at human resources at University of Chicago, and just kind of straight and narrow, man. Just work hard, play hard. That's what they instilled in me as well.
Man, you said he was getting money on top of money. And that's actually a great lesson, because you're right. You want your side hustle, and then, you got your steady, but your side hustle can be extra money to invest or whatever it is you need to do to make
a vacation. Yeah, anything.
Facts. And a devil mind is an idle mind is the devil's playhouse. So
absolutely.
That keeps you focused on your target. Okay, thanks for sharing that. I got one more in this segment, and then I'm going to throw it to self-love. When did you get a sense of things maybe changing? Because, the world has a certain perception of our city. I live in Inglewood right now. I'm in Cali. We moved. My wife's an actor, so that's what we do. But the city is just still in my heart through and through. But when, I don't want to lead you, but when, if at any time, did you get a sense of things becoming more dog eat dog or cutthroat, violent, the gunplay? When did you get a sense of that happening, if you can put a year stamp on it? And what do you think may have caused it? What do you think could have led to it?
So you're talking about the Chicago violence in general, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this has been this is nothing new to Chicago. It's just more visible, with the technologies that we have and smartphones and social media. Violence has plagued this city since the beginning of Al Capone. This ain't nothing new. I mean, this is just a new era of violence in Chicago. I tell my wife all the time, sometimes I feel like it's a culture, it's a never-ending cycle. So I can't put a date as to when it happened. It happened. It's the culture here in Chicago. It's a violent culture. We're probably one of the most segregated cities in the country.
Facts.
I love my city. You know what I'm saying? I'm here in Hyde Park, and I love Hyde Park. You have all these little pockets, and that does not help with any type of unity, whether it be black on black or whatever. It's just we're segregated, and then on top of that segregation, the racial segregation and the cultural segregation, now we have gangs. So now we have gangs against gangs. So now we have interracial segregation. So now we got black on black crime, that's all it is. And what it is a cycle. It's a never-ending vicious cycle. It's a cycle of revenge. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how we stop this unless somebody that's been wronged says, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm not going to do anything against you for what just happened. Until that happens, When somebody steps up and say, I'm not going to retaliate, it's a cycle. And now you're getting parents, you're getting the uncles, you're getting aunties, everybody's involved. You got external variables involved, whatever. I don't know. It's always been here. It's part of Chicago's culture.
Well said. Self-love now, we call it like a pendulum. It's just like playing tennis, and it just never stops.
Yeah.
But that was a good point. Somebody's got to just kind of
stop.
Yeah.
I'm not going to retaliate.
That's what we talk about too. That's excellent.
No more vigils, no more marches. Stop. You heard the term back in the day, stop the violence. And if we could just say, all right, you all, on this particular day, at this particular time, the entire city of Chicago, we're going to just stop. We're not going to do any more violence. Yeah, if it was only that easy, right?
Yeah. It actually is. But before you go, Self, I want to Stace Dude in the chat said the hand sanitizing and fist bumps were abominable. He's talking about the police video.
Yeah.
At the very least, it was a dereliction of duty at its most high. He said one of us there would have been more holes in a tennis racket. And Sound Sanctuary Music said, Nick.
That's my boy Torin. Summer House Series, baby. What's up, T?
Oh yeah, Torin.
He sat with us. Yes,
I know. That's my guy, man. That's my son. We'll get to that. I know we will.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And DJ Grilla said, "My man's 50 grand, Nick."
That's my man. He was instrumental in me playing at the Brewfest, man. So, it's all about building, man, and helping each other out. You do for me, I do for you.
Yeah, they say that.
Ask DJ Grilla who gave him his name. But go ahead, Self. And then it's
you.
He did. It's 6 degrees of separation, but it's way less than that. Cause Torin, me and Torin high school, me and Jay Grilla college,
I love it. Yeah.
So just all in the whole thing.
It's all coming together.
Kirk and my brother since early 80s. So it's just all
we're starting to connect the dots. We're connecting the dots.
Yeah.
Because we've been, and I'm gonna just say this, we've been as a Chicago house music community or culture, we're not a community because we're so segregated. We're not going in the same, we all just say, hey, let's go in the same direction. And that means let's promote each other, let's help each other out. Let's go this way and not just have all these little satellite things going on that we could just blow this thing up. But all those, to your point, Tori, is that you are, and in these platforms, we're starting to connect the dots. So people are starting to see how this all comes together. And I think it's going to be a good thing. This time in the next year or so is going to be a whole different Chicago house music community.
It has to be because, we are all moving together, but separately, and it don't make sense.
Yeah.
Like it could all link together and act like
we all eat. We all eat. Everybody eats, man.
Yeah, root system and everything is connected, and we have a fabric of the whole city.
Yeah.
All connected and working together.
Yep.
And that could easily happen because it's enough for everybody. That's what Self-Love Nation.
Yeah.
Hey, Self, before you go with your questions, DJ YKL, he solved the riddle. He said the future. Big ups.
That's Obatala, DJ Obatala. That's YKL. Okay. Grammar school with him and Tim Beats.
Where'd you go to grammar school, Self? Where'd you go?
I went a bunch of places, but where I went with them, it was St. Paul Lutheran on 76 in Dorchester, where we all linked up and was at
William H. Ray.
Okay, years.
Love it.
Yeah. So, I kind of hear where you going with this, but what advice would you have for young people?
Yeah.
Our children coming up regarding survival struggle, and success?
They gotta stay focused. I mean, and part of it, not just that, but I'm a spiritual person. I grew up in the church. You know, I do the sound at my church every Sunday. So you have to have a spiritual foundation. You have to have a spiritual balance. You know, we're all not perfect, but you got to balance it out. You know, after when COVID hit, the doors of the church were not open, right? People got complacent, and that kind of came from under us, right? So that spiritual foundation, it can come from, doesn't have to be a place, doesn't have to be a physical building, but your own relationship with God, your higher power, pray, you know, whatever that looks like. But I think because that's how I operate, I'm not going to tell you anything else. I'm not going to tell you, oh, you know, read this or study that. I'm telling you what worked for me and my family. So spirituality is the base of everything. Before my feet hit the floor, I'm praying every morning. You know, I do my best to read a Bible, but I have it on my phone. Before I check Facebook or email or anything or chat, I'm reading at least something. Jesus wept. So your spiritual foundation has to be the foundation before anything else. So I just think the Black church specifically, don't let COVID break you down. I mean, a lot of churches didn't survive COVID, so there's less churches now. You know, our church, we still do virtual when we implemented Zoom, like you guys are doing now, and we have members that still report. But my point again, guys, is spiritual foundation is going to be the key to anything that we need to solve. Get your physical, get your spiritual. I tell my kids that pray, you know, pray for yourself. I'll pray for you, but pray for yourself. That's where I'm at with that, guys.
I got you for sure. On a lighter note, who was the first U.S. president that you remember?
Oh man, probably Jimmy Carter.
Okay.
That's what I remember, you know.
Yeah, the Peanut Man. Let me go back a little bit. I think my great grandmother used to tell me, trust in the Lord and do good, honor him in all thy works. It was one of those scriptures, and I didn't always quote do good, but it did, you know, keep me.
It's probably Proverbs 3. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not onto your own understanding.
Yes.
And all your ways acknowledge him, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Come on, somebody. I ain't no preacher, but I know the word.
That's exactly.
You lean on that.
Yes.
You good. Start your day with that. You see my shirt?
I've proven it. You know, we're not going to turn this to church because we talk spirituality, but I've proven it.
Yep.
And self-love will tell you, like, as long as you're, you know, in righteousness, you know, 99 times 0.999, it's not your time to go. It's not your time to go. But when it is your time, it is your time. But
absolutely.
So, you guys, we're here. We're doing, this is called Chicago Home of House Music and Culture Part 7. DJ Grilla sat with us. I think he did the inaugural
I love
show.
it. That's my dude.
Yeah, he's a great guy. And he typed in the chat. He did acknowledge that I gave him his name. I told him I'm coming for my check too. So.
Grilla.
We're here with DJ Nick Nonstop, and we're going to unpack the love the acronym, by the way, but we're going to unpack We Jam DJ Academy soon in the show. But you guys, I pinned that link into the chat, and I think, well, I know this would be bread for our youth. You know, another way to keep their minds on something, and you know, they can, you know, every basketball doesn't always have to be your side hustle. You can have other side hustles that will keep you employed. So we'll definitely get there, and that concludes the first segment. I want to jump into our second segment of questions, which is our foundational questions. So it's about the More Growth and Development Program, and we'll just ask you a few questions about that. So we ask every guest that sits on our show. We've even had a senator from Oklahoma. We ask them all, what is your take? And we're not a debate show, so we're not at the barbershop where nothing's going to get accomplished. This show is about you expressing yourself and then us taking the information. So that all being said, what is your take on reparations?
On what? Was it reparation?
Reparations, yes, sir.
Oh. Good question. I wasn't ready. I should have asked. I believe. So here's my theory that there's still a lot of old money floating around out here. A lot of old, you know what I mean by old money?
All of it.
South. I look around, I see all of these. It just seems like there's a lot of money. But I can't believe that everybody has earned that money. I just think there's generational wealth, just like there's generational anything else, right? It gets passed down from generation to generation. I firmly believe that, yes, there was a lot of money made off of the backs of our ancestors as slaves to help build this country. Okay, we've done our ancestry.com. We've traced our roots all the way back to Nigeria. That's where we're from, right? Our ancestors were plucked out of their land, brought over here to make a new world. I'm not sure which one of my ancestors, but I promise you, somebody was over here working. Somebody over here helped build the White House. Somebody over here helped lay those railroad tracks that are going across the country that are traveling and sending goods back and forth back. So, they were our ancestors. So if the question is, should we get some type of reparations? Absolutely. Do I know how much? Is there a formula? Is there an algorithm that says that we should get XYZ amount because of that? There is not. Will there ever be? No, there will not be. But yes, we should get something, somehow, some way.
Well said. My algorithm is cut the crap, cut the check. This numbers I give is too low, but you can go ahead and write me a check for $555,000 tax free, and I'm gonna call it a day.
That's it. That's all.
I mean, you're a businessman. Can you imagine if you had free labor if your family had access to free labor for generations? Free labor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it.
All right. But appreciate that response. What would you like to see FBA, that's Foundationally Black Americans, which you just spoke so eloquently on, outside of reparations, because none of us, as you said, you like a side hustle, so none of us is sitting around with our hand out waiting on a check. But what would you like to see foundational Black Americans do outside of the pursuit of reparations for us to prosper?
Man, probably cliche, but come together in unity. First thing that's got to happen is we need to address this cultural hate, this interracial hate that's going on that I talked about. That there's a cycle of violence, right? That we have to address that. We have to stop that. That has to stop. And part of that comes a thing of trust and putting down your guard. And a lot of people living in this city, you all know, you cannot put your guard down. You cannot. You will perish in the streets of Chicago if you do not put your guards down. So it's just part of our culture. Just simple things, we just know we're in a survival state, but we have to come together. We have got to stop hating on each other, Social media doesn't help. It's kind of a catalyst for a lot of what's going on. It ignites things. It started out as a beautiful tool where you can access information, but then it transformed and morphed into this platform of destruction, pretty much. So censoring that, as there's no way to censor it. Social media is here. It's not going anywhere. You have a phone. I can put a video out right now if I want, and it can go viral. It can hurt people. It can incite riots. It can, it's just. I wish I knew the answer, but we as a group, we have to come together. We have to stop blaming each other, blaming this, blaming that, and just let's go in one direction.
It's funny you said that, because that seems to be what the GOAT, Ron Hardy, and the whole house music was about, at least my sense of it. I was in Hyde Park when it all started.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of guys. My big brother was there. Steve Hurley's my cousin.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I was a little tyke.
Uh-huh.
But I would say that, you mentioned about keeping your head on a swivel. We've had two guests since they've been on the show. One was violently carjacked. Thank God, he didn't pass. And then we had another guest that was shot, and thank God he didn't pass, all in the city of Chicago. So, that what you're saying is 100% true. And these guys weren't even about that life, so to speak. They weren't living that lifestyle. And, sometimes, awful things happen to great people. So, so I just wanted to kind of comment on that. And great answer, by the way. There are no bad answers on the Self-Love Show. Here's one that I'm sure you're big on. Self-love is big on this too. But can you discuss mentorship?
Well, mentorship is simple. It's reaching back and helping those that are coming behind us, providing guidance, providing insight. That needs to step up. That needs to step up big time. I'm an alpha phi alpha, and I think that all of our Greek letter organizations, including my own and myself, could probably, let's be more, let's get out
Tori
there.
didn't tell me you were an alpha. We got to cancel this show. No, go ahead.
See, I wasn't gonna say that. I saw your press. I ain't say nothing about your diamond. I didn't say a word about your diamond. I respect it all, bro.
I'm just tripping.
You about to kill it. You're like, all right, y'all, we gotta go.
I didn't mean to cut you off. We actually love the alphas. So.
Man, some of my best friends are alphas. I'm Kappas, man, and I'm working with a couple of Kappas now to do some events. So yeah, you
absolutely
all much love. But again, so that's we got all, even as Greeks, we gotta start aligning. Man, you can't be like, and the one thing you don't ever do this to me, I will snap. If you say there's Nick the Alpha, I will lose my absolute mind. I do not want to be referred to as Nick the Alpha. I am an Alpha. Yes, I am. But again, we all, as Greek letter organization, we probably should just be, all right, let's get over there. Let's just march on. Let's go put up tables in Inglewood.
In a lot of ways, we do. I mean, it just ain't overstated. It ain't even done amongst a whole, chapters or whatever. But we all got homies that shit. If we say we need to move this way, they move with us. That part is not as important as the work that needs to be done.
Let's all move together.
Man.
All of us.
Let's all move together. All right,
one unit, man. Let's go.
Man.
So I don't know if I answered the question, but mentorship again is reaching back. And that's what's gonna help right now, these youth that we have now in front of us. Is mentorship.
Also talk about from above though, because who mentored you? Because that's all a part of the whole situation. We need to know we need to know like from the top and from down.
I mean, I again, my dad, my parents, I still listened, Find your spiritual base. My sister's my pastor. You know, I try to stay aligned, you know, even when I deviate. I mean, it's a personal thing that you have to first get your stuff together before you can start helping anybody else get their stuff together. So you can't mentor somebody and you all jacked up, right? I mean, you don't want to mentor them being jacked up. So and again, you know when it's time to mentor.
Those are anti-mentors.
Those are anti-mentors.
They're
Yeah,
going to show you exactly what not to do.
That's exactly. Some of them are our best friends.
Absolute fact.
Theodore Davis said, Nick.
Oh, what's up? I wasn't even checking that. Tell him I said, what's up?
All right.
He hear you.
And
He hear you.
Self-love, it's on you. And you guys like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe.
As we speak. I'm gonna send them out.
And if you got questions, drop them in the chat. We'll ask this brother as well, as long as
I'm not. So I don't see any. If there's any questions for me in the chat, I don't. Just let me know. I can't.
You don't worry.
Yeah,
about
we'll.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We'll figure that part out.
There's that Kappa. There's that big K again.
No, I'm just saying, we want you to chill and not be like,
let me go get my alpha hat.
Look in the chat. Hey, this is huge for us, and it's like part of our the 10th, protecting our women and children. What can we as melanated men do to protect our women from being, and children from being murdered, kidnapped, and trafficked at an inordinate rate?
Wow. What can we do to prevent our women and children? That's a heavy one, man. I can only speak for my women and children under my house. Is number one. Again, I'm just going to keep going back. I pray for my family every day, right? So providing, as the head of my house, I have to be the spiritual head. So again, I have to be on point. I have to stay sharp. I have to stay vigilant. I have to be at the wall for my family.
Yep.
But you know, I can only protect mine. I can, you know, again, but as men, especially, you know, that are heads of houses, you don't have to be a husband to be the head of a house. You don't have to be a biological father to be the head of a house. But as the head of the house, you are the guardian of that house. So you have to protect that house. You have to pray for that house. You have to, hopefully you got something, piece stashed somewhere in your house, just in case. I do, but you have to be the protector. You know, this is war, man. We are dealing with some very pressing. This is not easy living out here right now. We got to man up, number one. Stand up for home. Take care of your house. You know, I mean, that's, man, how about this? Man up.
Man.
Let's just say that. Man up. It's time.
Bravo. Facts. Bravo.
Organic, right? I didn't know these questions were coming. I had no idea what you guys were asking.
Bravo. And then you had said on the previous question something to the effect of, you know, you can't mentor anybody until you mentor yourself. So, you know, you could be a role model for your own family by, you know, how you walk, and be present.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So you ever personally felt racism or police tyranny? If so, describe the encounter and, you know, describe it.
You know, like anybody else driving around as a teenager, you get pulled over for nothing, right? That's happened, you know, several times. I didn't think nothing of it at the time. Anything recently? Not at all. No, I just don't. I'm I'm usually driving. I usually drive the speed limit. I just I don't give people a reason to pull me over. Number one, because I don't drive fast. I never have. I've never, I don't drive a fancy car. So you're not. But if it's on that level, I mean, of course, there's always those subtle racisms that you get at the store or at restaurants. Yeah, absolutely. That's part of life. But I don't care. I'm so beyond that. But not anything as far as police brutality or nothing like that. Nothing like that.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't go too deep on that one, guys. It is what it is, man.
It is.
I don't even like being out at night. How about that? I'm in the house before it gets dark.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely. So if you had something to add to that,
I'm just saying, ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, hey, that's how we supposed to move.
All right, you know what? We need to get back to when the street lights come on. You take your ass in the house. Everybody go home. You just go in. The street lights are on. Go in the house.
I don't know about that one, but okay.
I know. Self, I get it.
You better be somewhere within eye shot, right? And when they call
you,
be close. Be close to home.
He's talking about everybody though. That's what he's
everybody.
talking about.
The street lights come on, go home.
Children, yeah, but everybody.
Or the purge happens.
Hey yo,
that horn goes off. No, the purge horn, and you better go home.
Hey, I remember we moved to from Hyde Park to Calumet Park, right, out in the hundreds. And the guys, I had just gotten to high school, and the guys was like, "Yeah, it's a curfew alarm that go off." I'm like, "A what?" I thought they were, cracking jokes. 10:30 hit.
Wow.
They started taking off running to get home.
That's
I'm
what
like,
we need. The purge alarm to go off right now at 9 o'clock every night. Like right now, if you're not home, it's consequences.
Hey y'all, so this is Chicago, home of house music and culture. This is part 7 in a riveting series. We're sitting here with our honored guest, DJ Nick Nonstop. I pinned his link for We Jam DJ Academy, which is www.wejamdjacademy.com. Nick, we're going to take about a 5-minute, 30-second break so you can stretch your legs and everything.
Absolutely.
And then when we come back, we're going to get into, house music and esoteric questions.
Looking forward to it. Okay. Fun. All right, fella. I'll be right back. Thank you.
All right. Self-love, handle your business.
Yes, sir. As y'all know, we are part 7 of our house series, and we got a very honored guest, DJ Nick Nonstop. And you know how we do, opening up the whole thing is halftime, and we have a video or two that will enlighten your mind. We'll be right on back.
It's halftime.
Halftime.
What's the point of life? Lord, why do we do it? And what's the point of strife? Pimps and whores see right through it. They see fluid. All Johns ain't saints, and St. John knew it. Tricks are preachers, 12 disciples, and so-called druids. See, solid. Get married and have shorties after college. So what's the point? Vibrate love, go share knowledge. Silence is violence. Stupid is as stupid does. Join the Give Back Gang Alliance. Gang, gang.
So I will turn it over to this brother to my right, Brother Wordsmith, for Wordsmith's final words. Out there, out there, out there, out there, out there.
Brother Kevin Samuels. Didn't know him personally. But universally, we're connected. Because I learned personally a lot from him, and I respect it. I know he was hated by many. But that's just the nature of my noble clan. We are hated all across this land by man and women.
Love to hate.
And he was successful. No matter the hate. He wore it like a cape and watch it drape. There was no escaping his truth. Why do people celebrate people's death? And not in a good way, like reverence and respect. But to talk trash and distress. Like he didn't have a mother and a daughter. Black women. Like he led people to slaughter. There's no Hitler. In my approximation, he was really trying to help us build a B1 nation. And spoke a lot about high value, but really knew most people are not that. At least as it was defined. Most people are average. But why is calling someone average an insult? When you look at it, and it's the correct call for the result. I don't get it, and many won't. R.I.P. Nope. Words.
Yeah.
Hey bros, what's going on? This is Cotton. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.
Do you still have them?
I do.
I got mines too. They ain't for sale.
I'ma show the world what they don't know. I'ma be the one. I'ma be the one when I'm done. Higher. If I made it this far, I'll go higher. If I made it this far, I can make it anywhere. If I made it this far, if I made it this far, I'll go anywhere. High like
Welcome back to the Self-Love Show. You know how we do. Today we unpacking the Home of House Music and Culture Part 7 featuring DJ Nick Nonstop. It's a blessing every time. It's expansion because we hear our many dimensions every time we have a show. So let everybody know. Trife Mac.
Big ups, Trife Mac. Hey, so as Self-Love said, we are covering House Series. We got DJ Nick Nonstop in the building. I did pin his link into the chat for his company, a service-oriented company, where they're going to teach you the art of the DJ. And, we can do more than STEM. Not that I'm against STEM. And we can do more than basketball. We can do it all. We can achieve whatever we set our minds to. So
Facts.
We're going to jump into the second half here with our honored guest. And the second half is where we get into what this show is all about, and that's going to be the house music and the culture. So, and you guys like, share, subscribe, and let's get them in the building. If you got any questions as we move through this second half, be sure to just drop it in the chat. If you don't want to drop it in the chat and you know my number, my number, or you can text 424-900-6945.
That's troll free.
Troll free. Standard messaging rates may apply.
I'm not co-host, bro. I can't ask them in and stuff.
I made you co-host.
I don't know.
I wonder what happened. All right, and then
I know I wasn't.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, so the phone lines are open, 424-900-6945. You can call in with your questions as well, or you can text that number if you're too shy to put it in the chat, and we'll relay your questions to the show. In this second part of the show, we're going to be covering, let's see here. We're going to be covering, let's see, the next segment is going to be the house culture. And that's where we're going to get this esteemed guest take on the house culture. And then then we have a fourth segment. We're going to go through the We Jam Academy. And this is something that's solid, and not just solid, but necessary and bred for our community. It's extremely more growth and development. And then, of course, we always end it with our esoteric questions, and that's pretty fun. So we'll be moving right along shortly. And let me see if there's any chatter in the chat here. 1 second. Stand by. DJ Sound Sanctuary Music said, preach. Sound Sanctuary Music said, preach. DJ Creeper said, there is no escaping racism. It is always out there. Blacks don't practice hate. There is no escaping racism. It is always present. Blacks don't practice hate. DJ Creeper also added, Nick! And then we have Bernard L. Kendrick said, proud of you, bro. My ego, I know that probably wasn't meant for me, but Brother Kendrick, I appreciate that. I'm proud of you too, good brother. Proud of you too. All right. And let's see here. Yeah, I wanted to actually double back here really quick. When Nick was talking about racism or police tyranny. Um, yeah, it's a mind screw, if you will. I was always told growing up, don't ride with too many people in your car, so then you limit the number of people in your. You got pulled over because you had a car full of Negroes. Okay. And then you got pulled over because you had a car full of Negroes wearing hats, and then you stop them from wearing hats. You got pulled over because you were speeding. You stop speeding, and then at some point they run out of reasons of why you got pulled over. So, but we're back in the building. Big ups, Nick. Big ups, and so we're gonna go over the house culture here. So that's what this show is all about. And so, if you will, can you define house music in your words? Define house music.
Wow, that's a good one. Um, it's a spiritual thing, right? Like the song says. It is a spiritual thing. It is. It is. House music is an orchestration of melodic tunes that just elevates. It just gets it hits you in your soul. That's what it is to me. I can't say what it is to you, but house music to me is medicine. It's therapeutic. It's the culture, man. It's what it makes us all happy. That's at the bottom, at the end of it all, house music is medicine. It makes you feel good. It's not, I want to say drug, it's just medicine, man. Medicine, you say the word drug, you think negative connotation, right? Like house heads, but no. House music is medicine. It's soothes, it eases, it does all these good things and makes you feel warm and fuzzy. That's it. That's all.
Could you say it's along those lines? Well, I'll just use my words. Probably opposite of how the drill music might make you feel, or even some blues music. It has you thinking in a certain type of way, and makes you want to go drink a fifth as opposed to.
Yeah. No, house music, because of it's the tempo of it alone is upbeat, so you're not going to be depressed listening to house music. You're not going to think of negative. And the lyrics, I mean, the melody and sequence is all positive. There's nothing negative about house music. If you listen to some of the lyrics, nobody's talking about carjacking. They're not talking about how much money they got. They're talking about good stuff. And a lot of it has its base and spiritual connotations. It's just it's medicine. House music is medicine, bro.
So they're not talking about my wife left me and the bills ain't paid.
Oh man, no. Cheating in the next room and stand up in it. No, we ain't talking about that.
Right.
We're talking about gotta have house. Or jack my body.
When we started this show, I started, breaking down more Ronnie Hardy because, I'll be up front. I wasn't at, the warehouse or the box or what have you.
Yeah.
So I didn't have the pleasure of ever, hearing him play. But even when I listened to like his music on the internet, I was listening to the songs he played, and I discovered the same thing you just said. Like, it was almost like gospel music. It was all about love. It appeared.
Yep. All positive. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What city would you consider to be the birthplace of house music? Would you say NY, or would you say Chicago, and explain why?
This is going to be a controversy that will be on debate tables forever. Being from Chicago, kind of, my roots here, and you see the Netflix videos and all the documentaries about, especially like Frankie Knuckles. There were several before him, but him being the godfather of house that came from New York and came to Chicago. by various influences and people and the culture. New York was Studio 54, disco was big. I don't know what made Frankie say, "Hey, let's go to Chicago and take this whole thing there." But it again, I know my history. I know the origins of house. So if it's not up to for debate, if my interpretation of what I've read, what I've heard, what I've been told by several people is that it Frankie Knuckles, and again, there are others, but as we all know, he was the godfather. He came from New York and came to Chicago. And the disco era, house music, whatever you want to call it, it was birthed here. It came here.
Interesting. So we're gonna get some chatter in the chat, and like you said, we do not debate. Um, we got I don't know if you heard me, but Bernard Kendrick said he's proud of you, bro. I said I thought he was talking about me, but I'm pretty sure it's about you.
He is talking about you too.
DJ Creeper said house is a spiritual thing.
I said that. Yeah.
Yep. Nathaniel Rouse said house music is getting your, and then he got hashtag life. So I guess that's expletive. House music
That's what I say. Get your life. Get your life. There you go, Rouse. Hello, Nate.
And
DJ Creeper. That's my guy.
And Creeper said rhythm, love, peace, and harmony.
Yes.
That's his description of house music.
But you remember that movie? Was it The Best Man? He said, God, family, football. God, family, house music. That's it, man. That's it. It's just.
You ought to put that on a t-shirt, man.
Oh, somebody already doing it right now. every thought, we're typing. Oh, damn. Here we go.
Might be me.
It might be you.
Go online and get it.
Cell phone that got his laptop open.
He get the trademark and stuff right now.
Yeah.
No, you know.
All right. Okay. So to be clear, are you saying NY or Chi is the birthplace? To be clear.
Chicago.
All right. Can you describe less so house music, but can you kind of describe for the novice, in your words, house culture?
House culture. And hold on a minute, guys. I need to give me 1 second. I need to get my PowerPoint. I'm sorry. Right back. I'm going to answer that question.
All right. No worries. And then you guys in the chat, feel free as you've been doing to respond to these questions. This question on the table for this brother right now is describe house culture. What would you say it is, self-love?
Love, honor, and respect. Partially, not in whole, but that's the way that it's a whole approach. Because, like, although there are a lot of violent places in the city, there are a lot of events are held in so-called violent places that nothing ever occurs because of the vibe, the love, the protective bubble around it.
Okay. All right. Great job. And so I'm going to toss that to you, DJ Nick Nonstop.
Back on house culture, like what is house culture?
Yes, sir.
It's a mindset. It's a way of thinking. It's not a permanent thing. House culture is obviously, again, house culture exists when there are other people that are like-minded, like you, that are in a space that are enjoying house music together. It's a community, it's a communal event. Again, the music is what kind of defines the house culture. I mean, if I'm at work or at Starbucks and I'm just there, and there's no house culture there unless there's a music that has the backdrop to it, to what kind of ignites the house culture. So it's a temporal thing. It happens when, again, you bring like-minded people together with good house music, and that's what house culture is. It's not something that happens all the time. It's just not. But it's a mindset. And again, you get a bunch of people together, 10, 20 people, and you got house music, and there's the house culture. They're grooving. They could be sitting down, tapping their feet, standing up, by dancing, whatever. They're engaged with the music. So it has to have house music involved. Otherwise, there's really no culture, right?
Yeah. All right. So you, I think I know your answer to this based upon your statement, but this has been a question that's been highly not debated, because we don't debate, but it's some hubbub behind it in the city. Who is the godfather of house music, and explain to us why?
I said that. Frankie Knuckles is the godfather of house. Again, in the 70s, Frankie was on the DJ scene. Again, coming from New York, he brought the disco sound over to Chicago. He has coined himself as the godfather of house. If you Google it, I don't have to explain what's going to come up. He is considered by the house culture the godfather of house, meaning he brought house to them. And again, that's we could, you say we're not going to debate it. Of course, there's going to be others that say, no, that's not true. That's okay. Well, that's what I know. You asked me the question. I'm telling you my answer. So, in my opinion, he is considered the godfather of house.
All right, and rest up, Frankie Knuckles. Big ups to Frankie. All right, so he was pretty unabashed and wasn't straddling the fence with that particular question. So we'll push past it. I think they even have a street called Godfather Way or something for Frankie Knuckles, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's push to the next one, which is, let's see here. All right. If Frankie is the godfather of house music, and this is your personal opinion, who is the GOAT outside of yourself? Who is the greatest house DJ of all time outside of DJ?
Boy, that ain't no good question at all. He said outside of myself. Man. Oh. So who do I like as a DJ?
Yeah. Or even if you can imagine if you were in solitary confinement for the rest of your life and they were going to give you one guy's set.
The GOAT.
Or girl. Yeah. Who's the GOAT? Like, I could say Kareem is the godfather, but I could say Jordan is the GOAT. You know what I
mean? Oh, man. That's still living?
No, not necessarily. The greatest of all time.
Wow. Man, this is a really, really good question. I'm not going to state the obvious, which would be Ron Hardy.
We've heard a lot of Ron Hardy here, ladies and gentlemen.
Nah, that's just too cliche.
Facts. Well, I don't know.
I'm going to, and this is going to surprise a lot of people. And I'm going to say this name for a lot of obvious reasons or not so obvious reasons.
Uh-oh.
Gene Hunt is, I want to say two people, Gene Hunt and then Mike Dunn. Okay. The reason why, and I got to say them both, because I know them both personally.
Yeah.
I've heard them play.
All right.
I played before them. I played after them. I've just sat back and watched them play. I like how they play. I learn things from them.
Gene Hunt and Mike
And
Dunn.
I'm gonna just put it out there.
They both.
Yes. You know, debate me. Yeah, those are my two, and I know them both personally. Like we don't talk on the phone every day, but I know them from back in the day, from the '80s. You know, I know them.
I'm flabbergasted that no one in 7 or 8 shows has said Farley. Farley.
I'm not.
You want to go there? Is that where we're going?
I like Farley. I mean, you know what I mean, but no,
he's my personal goat. I mean, hey, I'm color me ignorant.
Is that where we're going? Is that where we're going on this show?
No.
You know what I mean? I'm just being honest.
It is what it is, but it ain't shared across the show.
I'll let people put it in. They'll put it in the chat. They all know. If you know, you know. I'm not even going to leverage this platform to elevate somebody else's brand.
I mean, you guys are making it seem like I said somebody like Ron Harper is the GOAT in basketball. You know what I mean? But
I mean, no, but like he great. I mean, no legend, no doubt.
Well, he stole my cousin's name
from jump, so that's a problem. That's a problem.
Allegedly. Well, he admitted
problem.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean it's still a problem.
Did he steal Jordan's music?
You know what I mean?
Did Ron Harper steal Jordan's house music track?
I got what you're saying.
or his name, and you know.
Yeah. All right, you guys. We're not here to bash Farley. He's
at all, because I love
still
her.
my personal goat. All right.
Legend.
All right. So, okay. All right. That seemed like it was an emotional question for this DJ. And I know it's tough to ask a DJ that. I'm learning, though, because they be like, man, because it's a small world and they all work together. And yeah, I get it.
Ask me that part.
Right. All right. So, I think I know the answer to this, but I'm not going to let you say 2 names. If you could hire any DJ, dead or alive, to rock an event of yours, like your personal party, excluding DJ Nick Nonstop. Just one. Who would you select?
Personal DJs?
Yeah, like if you had a party at your house and you weren't going to spin it.
Yeah, my daughters. Baby Doll, she's 23. Sid, 19. Following right in my footsteps. Those are my DJs.
What's her DJ name? Does she do sets for promotion?
Baby Doll. She's Baby Doll.
Okay.
And she's 20. She's 23. She's been DJing since I can remember.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. She's house music. She produces her own music, but she does house. She plays house. And my other daughter, Sydney, they were just at the Silver Room. So both of them played.
Wow.
Those are my DJs. That was not going to be a trick question for me. My girls.
Hey, respect.
Yeah.
And I self-love, see if you can work on booking one of them or both of them. Maybe.
Absolutely. Erin's out there right now. She's on the patio right now putting some music together because she's so talented. You guys got to pull her on for real.
Yeah, I mean, because we love to get this generation's perspective
Absolutely.
because our house is still going. So,
and she will bring in her generation to this following. So I think that would be good. But anyway, yeah. So those are my DJs. DJ Baby Doll, that's Erin, and DJ Sid. Those are my girls.
big ups, DJ Baby Doll and DJ Sid.
Love, honor, respect.
Yeah. All right. So let's. When were you kind of went into it? I think I know the answer to this. You were exposed to house music. You said did you say around 13 or so?
Yeah, 13. I'm telling my age, but yeah, 13.
Do you remember, was it a specific song, a specific party? How'd that happen?
I told you it was, not just the Hot Mix 5 on the radio, but again, I was over.
That was Farley, but go on.
It was Farley. That's my problem. It was. Yeah.
Kenny Jam and Jason.
He should have been mentoring me. He should have mentored me. We could have went places. But again, I idolized the Hot Mix Five. You know, all of them. Mickey Mix and Oliver, Alfie Rosario. Now he's talking about he's hanging up his headphones to run for office, which is I get.
Hey,
you know, these were my role models, even Farley, and that's why that hurt me so bad that he stole my music. You know?
Wow, I didn't know that. Wow.
Oh, see, you opened it. I just pulled the cap back. And
wow.
Yes,
I've been hearing a lot of these nasty things about Farley. Like he was just out there like Dr. Dre, just still.
I didn't want to go there again, but like he stole.
Wow.
Let's
put it out there. Let me put it out there right now. And I'm gonna just
right now.
Thing down. I'm gonna shut it down. Shut it down. Farley did not create House Nation, which was we created that in 1985. Okay. Myself, Steve Simmons, Ray Thompson, James Anderson, Dave Yarbrough. We created it in a basement. House Nation was created in a basement in 1985. We were at Mendel. It was on a cassette. Of course, we recorded it. Gave it to somebody. That gave it to somebody. That gave it to somebody. That landed into somebody's hands that had the resources to make it a record. Again, I'm 15 years old. I don't know copyright. I don't know law. I don't know this. All we know is we made a nice little track called House Nation.
Wow.
There are some vocals that go with House Nation. I have them. I have them on a reel to reel. I have the original House Nation on a reel to reel.
Wow.
But I'm not going to put it out because I don't want him to steal it again. In 1986, he stole Jack My Body. Same thing. Got me again. You know?
Wow.
It hurts. It hurts. It fucking hurts. But I'm okay with it. Because again, let's say he didn't do it. Then I would have went overseas. I would have, who knows what my life would be. I'm good. I got two under my belt. House Nation, 1985. Jack My Body, 1986. Still moving crowds. Farley stole it. He put out a whack version. It sounded whack. It's still whack. But you all know the original. Nick Nonstop. Steve Simmons, James Diego Anderson, Ray Thompson, Dave Yarbrough. That's it. That's all.
What small ups for? You know what? I'm gonna have to reassess my goat. I'll get back with you.
No.
I gotta reassess. I gotta reassess.
I've forgiven him. He went. It was several years ago, 10 years ago. Farley was at the dating game. I was there in the corner. I was hot. I was like, oh, I can't believe it's here.
Right.
He stopped the music and said, Nick Nonstop, I'm sorry. I apologize. I was wrong. And went back to his set. He did it again on a show like you guys are doing right now. I think it was Vince Adams had his show for a minute during COVID. He went on then and said, Nick Nonstop, I'm sorry if you listen, I apologize. I have forgiven Farley. I have moved on. It was what it was. But Jack My Body and House Nation still move crowds. I wish I could get a dollar for every time it's played.
Well, yeah, and that's it. So stop your camera. And I just want to say something real quick here. Farley, if you're out there, respectfully, if you're listening, first of all, small ups. Second of all, if you were a Million Man Marcher, you know what atonement is and reparations. Sorry is one thing, all right? He probably already knew you were sorry because you stole his music. Only a sorry, sick individual would steal from a 15-year-old. Secondly, Farley, with all due respect, cut the crap and cut the check. All right. I had to get that off my chest, you guys. You guys come on back on here. We just had to get it. So if we got to do a story on Farley, we got to do a show on Farley. No, we're hearing a lot about this, man, and that's a shame, man. And I personally, I don't respect stuff like that.
Wow. I wasn't coming on here to do that.
I know. But I did it. That's why I did it. That's why I did it. Cut the crap, cut the check.
Cut the check.
Yeah, cut the check. After he said all that,
Run that check.
Man, run
No, you said run that.
Run that.
Run it. Run it.
Oh man, I didn't know where this was going tonight, but here we are.
No worries. No worries.
I love it. I love it.
Let's
I love
switch
it.
gears a little bit, and then we'll check the chat. When did you decide to become a DJ?
1983.
Okay, same time you discovered the house.
Yeah.
All
That
right.
was it. Again, his name is Kevin Jones, and his brother Brian on 95th and Forest in their basement, man. These cats, I just saw it. I was like, I want to do that. I want to take a record and blend it. And I don't know if you asked me what the song was, but the first song I heard was Geno Socio Dancer. And it was that disco groove, you know. It's a great song. I still play it to this day because it's, and of course, remember the old the Din Dada White Horse transition that every DJ So Angel Eyes, like we used to go to Loop Records and buy records and imports.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Yep.
Yeah. So
Eminem's,
I mean,
that one? Eminem's, was that with a record store too?
No, I think so. Loop. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm still floored on the last segment, but
yeah, I know, right? You went in though.
Hey,
Cut the
I can
check.
go in a lot more too because I'm way out on the West Coast. He ain't gonna come out.
I get that check. I'm hitting y'all Cash App. I promise you.
All right, we're live. You got that, sir?
I'm a man of my word. I'm a man of my word.
I ain't even worried about that part because I know
You
that.
already know. You already know.
Okay, can you because this is kind of like older hip hop heads. I say that lightly, but older hip hoppers, you know, I always tell people as we get older, we start to sound like our dads and moms. Turn off that garbage. It sounds like noise. You know, and that's when you look yourself in the mirror and you say, "Oh, I'm older." So, but I know you have two daughters in the game. So, just in your words, can you describe the current state of house music?
So what I think we need to do, again, I'm gonna say this unapologetically as a house culture, and I'm just gonna call out, specific groups, that I don't need to say that, but we have, what's our shelf life, as DJs, which started out in the 80s. We have to start investing in the next generation. I'm doing it within my own household with my girls, my son, 13. Once he realizes that DJs are cool, because he's about to be a freshman, he'll get it. So I'm not worried about him. He's a gamer now. But when he becomes a freshman, we're like, "Hey, Dad, I'm a DJ." And then, "Oh yeah, they like me." That's when he's gonna come around. He's 14. So, but we have to embrace this next generation. We have to keep house music alive. And again, at some point, Nick Nonstop is going to stop intentionally. I'm just not going to be, but what I'm doing now with my girls is trying to lay a foundation, and with the academy, I know hopefully you'll get to that, but I want this culture, not just the house music culture, but the DJ culture to survive. We have to keep it moving. We have to keep the songs relevant. There's songs now that was made in the 70s that still move rooms. These young generation, they need to know that. And I'm seeing a shift. So I see the younger generations out. They're digging house music in doses.
Well, what less so about the new DJs? What about the new songs? You know how you would go through the crates and find music from the 70s or whatever?
Yep.
How do you feel about the new music that's being presented?
So I go a couple of sources that I get. So I find songs that are mashed up. So it's the old songs, but it's got like a little spin on it. And there's
my big brother does that.
Chicago DJs. I'm not going to say names because there's too many that are out here that are personal friends of mine that are flipping tracks right now. They're taking the old and making it new. My daughter is right now sitting on the patio. I can looking at her and she's working on some house tracks. I'm watching her. But again, we got to keep this thing fresh, man. I think the old school, that's our culture. You know what else is hot? Afro house. That's in our DNA. It's our ancestry. Man, you throw some Afro house in, I don't care who you are, you're going to tap a foot or bob your head or pat your hand on the table because you cannot not do it. You know?
All right. So you give a big thumbs up. I'm gonna shoot through the chat real quick because it kind of lit up, of course, with the Farley commentary. So first, before we went there, DJ Creeper agreed with my initial assertion. He said, "Goat, yeah, Hot Mix 5, but Farley made me lose a lot of sleep. Farley had them cassettes on record." Theodore Davis said, "This is a setup bringing up Farley."
No, it's not. Go ahead.
DJ Creeper said he grew up with Vic Lavender, and I seen his work ethic on the West Side. He stayed 2 houses down and hung with him as a high schooler. Yeah, Lil Lewis and those guys were all out there doing their thing. Smoke G said Farley is good, very good. Hell, he's considered the king, but he's mostly known for being a hot mixer. DJ Creeper said, I'll hire Gene Hunt and DJ Flick and Black Coffee when we were talking about who we would hire. Creeper said Nick would close the set. And then he said, now we know a thief. That's DJ Creeper. Smoke G said Farley stole a lot over the years. He's a historian. He actually did one of these segments. Nathaniel Rouse said facts. Theodore Davis, facts. Don't know what that was about, but thanks for the facts. Creeper said he's changing his goat also. And I think that's, because the character of a man has, if you're stealing, I could have stole all that. All right.
Yeah.
And then Smoke G said Farley's apologized a lot over the years, though, as well. So you just, I just steal everything from you, get rich, and I apologize. I'm sorry.
I love
apologize.
Hey, cut the crap.
Cut the crap and cut the check.
Period.
Run that check. Run that check. It's
Steal your comic book collection, and now it's worth millions, and I apologize.
I apologize.
All right. Yeah, he's going to apologize his way into heaven.
No, he's not. He goes to apologize his way into hell if he don't make retribution.
There you go. Give me my retribution. That's my retribution right there, damn it. Give me my money.
Smoke G said he got Steve Hurley about as bad as he got Nick.
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
Ooh. Yes. I don't even want to go there. I'm not even going to say nothing. I'm not going to say nothing.
We're trying to get my big cousin on the show,
That was worse. That was worse.
Man.
I'd love to get him to open up on here about some of this.
Oh. I'm not even going to touch Self, I ain't touching that one. No comment. Next question.
DJ Creeper said, "Don't want to open wounds." Ace 2X, what up, fool? He said record theft was common back then because artists made plenty of tracks in their basements, and those that had a name and who could pay to press the records put out everything. And you commented on
that's what happened. They know that. They know the history. That's it. Yeah.
DJ Creeper said Afro House all day.
Yeah.
And Smoke G said, I can't listen to Afro House all night. They can mix in a song here and there, but not for a 2-3 hour set.
I agree. Not all night.
Yeah.
Sprinkle it in. Everything in moderation. Everything. Yeah. I can run a set, man, where I'll play some Afro House. I'll play some 80s house. I'll come in with some tracks. I'll come in with soulful. But it's what you're doing as a DJ. You're taking people on a musical journey.
Yes.
It's a journey. I'll stop a song, echo it out. That's at 123 and come in at 116 and just bring the whole party back down and take them right back the fuck up.
Nice.
Yes.
All right. How did we discussed how DJ Grilla got his name. Big ups to me. Big ups to myself.
Yes.
There you go. I didn't know that.
Yeah. How did you obtain the moniker DJ Nick Nonstop? And where did that come from?
Self-named. It was originally Nasty Nick. I was like, I can't be Nasty Nick. Nobody wants, back in the day, every DJ had a name.
Get them away from the kids, right?
Right. That's a pedophile.
He's nasty.
Right, he's nasty. I said that ain't gonna work 30 years from now. So just Nick, I don't know. I have no idea. Just Nick Nonstop where it came about. It was organic. It just happened. I said, because I could play all night. Yeah, really. I can literally run until I pass out. I just like playing. I like the music. I've done events where I've played 5-6 hours straight. That hasn't been recently, but I don't know. Nick Nonstop just kind of stuck, and that was that. It couldn't be Nasty Nick like it was. So.
All right, safe to say it came from the universe, huh?
Yeah, that's everything, like everything else. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna toss it over to the co-host. He's got some questions to wrap up the segment. Then we're gonna discuss the We Jam Academy and get into our esoteric questions that we ask everyone. So it's on you, Self Love. Handle your business, sir.
Righty. What makes a successful DJ?
First of all, you have to be able to DJ. Number one, you have to be able to play, and it's blending and all that. I don't even get into that because that can be manipulated, that can be artificial. It really comes down to your personality as a DJ. It comes down to your music selection, to play the right music at the right time for the right crowd. It comes down to your character. If you're humble, if you don't have an ego, you're a good DJ. If you're just out here and you're trying to help others, you're not just all about you and me. You have to put on the hat of a servant, man, when it comes to DJing, because a couple things that COVID has taught us: you can't take anything for granted, like life and
facts.
Even just getting together, wedding receptions, private parties. We lost that for like a year and a half. As a DJ, your job is so important right now, because what you're going to do as a servant is to take people to a place that they're not mentally at right now. The music, you play the right music, it takes people back to when they remember when they first heard the song. It takes them back to when they had their first kiss or when they danced all night. That's your job as a DJ. Okay, so what? You don't feel like playing the trumpeter or Hey Hey. They haven't heard Hey Hey in a while. Play Hey Hey. Play the wobble. Make these people happy. Do your job. So being a servant as a DJ, don't get on this whole pedestal that you're entitled. Somebody owes you something because you started back in the 80s. Nobody gives a fuck about that. I don't care. What are you doing now? What are you doing right now? How are you uplifting? How are you trying to reach back? How are you trying to help you guys on your show or me? Support each other. Where's your character at? Quit going on rants. Seriously, humble yourself and you might get hired.
Facts.
I might hire you. Hell, I farm out DJs all the time. You all have no idea how many DJs that are under this umbrella that you will never hear about, but they out here working.
All right.
Because it's so much work to be done, you all.
Absolutely.
We all can eat. So if you could build your own pyramid scheme by yourself, if we just focus and stop hating. So I don't know if I answered the question. Humility, your character, and you gotta fucking be able to blend. You gotta be able to match your beat and not sound like gym shoes in a dryer.
Bro,
confidence, I think.
You mimicked my answer. You mimicked my personal, and I'm not a DJ, and that's why I can't blend. I can't hold a beat. But it could literally be my wedding party, and I'm the groom, and I go up and say, "Hey, man, play Blase Blase." I don't play that. You know what I mean? It's like this isn't about you, right?
You're
right.
a servant. You're a servant. Serve music. I heard the wobble a million times. You think I want to hear it again? They haven't. Let me play it for them so they can be happy.
McDonald's has sold the Big Mac billions of times. You think they're going to stop serving that because they don't want to make it no more?
They don't want it. They like what they like. Give it to them.
Oh, man, that's such a great answer. Thank you. Self-love is on you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, y'all.
No, you're supposed to be exactly.
You sat me down here. You gave me this platform. I got something to say. Come on, let's bring it.
All
bring it
the
on.
time. I'm loving every minute of it.
Bring it on. What you got?
Okay, so complete this statement. The Hot Mix 5 word.
Blank.
They were 5 catalysts for Chicago house music. They were 5 unique individuals, very talented DJs that were very instrumental in putting Chicago on the map for house music. They had the radio, which is all we had. Think about it. In the 1983, 8045, it was radio. It was, WBMX. If you tuned into that, it wasn't 13,000 XM radio. It was 4 stations, if that. But they were on. They had a hot lunch mix. So you listening to house music during lunchtime. So house music, what is it? Hot Mix 5 is Chicago house, is the genesis of Chicago house. Again, you got your Frankies. But Frankie was underground. Remember that. Now, Frankie was just, he was at the spots that, and it was, don't get it twisted. I mean, it was a lot of the gay community embraced that. Right. So he was playing at the clubs that weren't commercial. So what the Hot Mix 5 did is they commercialized house. They brought it to the level that people can say, oh, that's house music. Again, Frankie did what he did on his level, but this was a whole different level of house. This was commercialized. You got, oh my God, that's, Bad Boy Bill, Mike Hitman Wilson, and not to mention all of the Chicago DJs that produced, Tyree Cooper, all these cats. So they were playing their music. So the Hot Mix 5 is those are 5 pillars that I would consider to be very integral in the house music culture that we have right now. Because they had the radio, they had the airwaves.
Yeah.
Period. The same way DJs play right now using Twitch and platforms like YouTube, but we didn't have those luxuries then.
I forgot about the Hot Lunch Mix. Hey, low key, Kenny used to be getting Farley, boy.
Oh, Kenny, Janet, Jason. Kenny, Janet, Jason it still is cold. It was ridiculous. Mickey mixing Oliver.
Yes, sir.
Amazing. Ralphie Rosario. And Farley, your name was not Farley Jack Master Funk. It was Farley Funkin' Keith. You made that damn name. And now we know why, because you were funky.
Yeah, stole it from my cousin.
Farley Funkin' Keith was his name. That's it. You heard it from me. I know, because I was there.
Was it Keith or Thief? I don't know.
Farley Funkin' Thief.
Farley Funkin' Keith. 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 Why would you spell Keith? Farley Funkin' Keith.
You know. Henceforth, I'm calling him Farley Funkin' Thief.
It doesn't matter. We're not going to elevate his brand on this platform.
All right, Self Love, you got a final question for this segment, then we're going to get into We Jam.
Yes, sir. In your humble opinion, will house music survive another generation?
Yes. Yes.
You got proof right in your home, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right on the patio right now.
And we about to talk about We Jam Academy. And
facts.
That's I wish I could disclose what I really want to do with this, but 2023, I'm taking We Jam to another level. So there's gonna be a new generation. I'm already embracing these young DJs that are in like the 20s and 30s now. We are going to preserve house music. If I have to rally up everybody that I think should be doing this, or I've got to carry the shit on my back by myself, house music is going to stay in Chicago. And we are going to have some very talented house DJs that we haven't even heard of yet.
I know some of them.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do.
Yeah. Some of them probably ain't even born yet.
They ain't born yet, but there's some that are out there that we don't know about. Hit me up. Holla at me.
All right.
Closed mouths don't get fed. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Facts. They don't get water either. So this is the Chicago House Music Series. You guys, if you don't know, that's what we're covering. This is a series that we run. This is segment number 7. And we're here with a legend. And we've got DJ Nick Nonstop in the building. So now we're going to cover the We Jam Academy. I know that you founded the Academy. Can you describe the purpose of it? And then also, well, first break down the acronym because I thought that was simply dope. And then describe the purpose of We Jam.
So I started in 2017 as an official business to train youth, to train adults, people that always aspired to be DJs or thought that they could never do it because they didn't start in the 80s like most DJs did. So I started it as a school. You know, I have an education background. I have a master's degree in curriculum and instruction that I was a teacher for 7 years, and I did not like that. I did not want to do that. I didn't even want to go to college. I wanted to DJ, but I ended up going to NIU and got my bachelor's. But then, you know, after that, I needed a job. My parents were like, "No, you ain't going to Europe to DJ. You're taking your ass to DeKalb to learn." So, you know, I had to do that. And when I got out of college, I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know. I was like, so I started substitute teaching at CBS High School, Cavaliers, baby. And I had no direction. I didn't know where I was going, what I was doing. And as a DJ, I knew I could do that. That's one thing I knew I did for decades and years, and just that I was passionate about that. But I started thinking about my shelf life, and I keep saying that. What's our shelf life? What's the Hot Mix 5 shelf life? When do we stop? When do we say, I can't do it no more? I can't stand up for 5 hours or 3 hours or 2 hours and DJ. We have to bring up another generation. And again, that teacher in me, I was like, and people were telling me, my friends were like, "Hey man, I want to learn how to DJ," but nobody would show me. And I'm like, well, they're not going to show you because some of them feel like if they show you, then you become competition. And then some of them can't show you because they're busy. They're DJing. They got time to be showing you. But there was no formal education. You can learn how to be a damn truck driver. But I was like, you know, what about DJing? And I always use the analogy, if I go out and buy an airplane, that don't make me a pilot. Let that resonate. I go buy an airplane. So my point is, you out here buying $2,000 controller, you get a laptop, you get some speakers. You're a DJ now? No, bro. There's more to it than that. And that's what I wanted to make sure that, and believe it or not, with over 100 some people that I've trained, a lot of them have been in the game. They DJ back in the 80s and 70s. So they're like, I need to learn this new stuff. I got this controller. I only know how to use 2 buttons. How do I use all these 130 buttons? You know, there's software involved. I'm an IT guy. I've been in IT all my life. And there's software. There's laptops. This shit ain't easy.
It's a whole trip because I met him in IT. I didn't meet him with a DJ. I met him in IT, you know, when I was working at for city colleges. I won't say this place or whatever. But you know, he was the smart board.
I was the guy.
Expert.
And
that's where we met at, you know. And then
I do remember now.
We had the conversation about things. He was like, yeah, DJ. And I was like, oh, okay. That's when that was, you know. And we talked outside of, you know, work structure, but
that's what's up. Yeah, when you said about the equipment, you know, buying an airplane doesn't make you a pilot. When Self Love and I used to be hooping, we used to go right after those guys that had. First of all, they come out there with the brand new basketball, the brand new Jordans, all the hoop gear up, down, and 9 times out of 10 they couldn't play. Now we wouldn't steal their shoes because we weren't Farley Funkin' thieves. What we would do is beat the crap out of them in basketball and tell them you should take those shoes back to the store. You should get your money.
Wow.
Don't come out here all shiny, because unless you can back it up. And,
unless you can back it up. But it was a dead giveaway when the shoes weren't scuffed. You know what I mean? Come on.
You know. And like you know, we touring, like we went to high school together. So he was spinning at our high school parties. And then I went to college.
Where did you go? Where did you go to high school?
To Leo.
Leo. Yeah, that's right. Leo.
But then we all went to U of I.
Yes, and Torrin went to U of I, and then he was spending all the parties. Not all of them, but a lot of parties. Right.
Parallel lives. I was at NIU doing the same thing he was doing. You know.
Yes.
He plays Omega, I plays Alpha. So that here we are.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was spending at a party at Northern we was at, so it wouldn't shock me. And I think I remember you saying something about it. I saw, you know, my memory's fuzzy, but because Tori knows a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, can you break down the acronym?
Oh,
for,
I'm sorry.
WeJam?
Yeah, WeJam. So it's a capital W, it's a little E, and that means we, and it's almost like we're. There's the English teacher. I mean, we're joined around music.
Yeah, that's solid.
We're joined around music. That's what WeJam stands for, because as DJs, we're all like-minded. But the one common denominator, the 3 of us could play the same songs in the same order, but I'm going to play it in a different, maybe not even the same order. We could play the same 10 songs, right? But I'm going to give it to it in a different way. Each of you are going to play it a certain way, but the common denominator is that we're all joined around music as DJ.
That might need to be a challenge, because I could see an amazing result, like from the people coming around mixing the challenge like that, because that, like you're saying, will be extraordinary. I agree.
Yeah. It is. That's the house culture. We're all joined around music. We jam.
So they say the best way to become an expert is by teaching. How has the WeJam process enriched your life? You know, through the teaching and the giving.
It's always about giving back, man. Like I said, you put on the heart of a servant. That's your reward some days, and I get so much joy. And again, there's so many DJs out here right now that you all don't even know about, but they're working. They're out here providing for their families. They're out here living their best life because of I took the time to share this thing with them. And it's not about DJing. It's about how do you build a brand? How do you your interpersonal skills? How do you interact? How do you negotiate? How do you get booked for private events? It's not about beat matching all the time. DJing is a business, man. That's what that's what it's about. Humility. I can't teach humility, but I can tell you in my class, and I tell them when you come in, hang your ego at the door. This ain't the place for it. I don't care who you play for, where you played. You in this room because you want to learn something. And I do a lot of private lessons. So this We Jam, we are all joined around music. Again, the DJ is kind of an orchestrator to kind of help people feel better. And again, that's you got to serve. You take on the heart of a servant, man. Stop with all this nonsense. Me. It's not about you.
Well, Yahusha, who Americans Inc. called Jesus, basically that's what he does is serve. Every billionaire, and that's basically all they did is serve. They gave the people something that they wanted. But that being said, how would I know you do your courses remotely as well, but if there's a parent out there or a young aspiring DJ, I tabbed that in the link, to We Jam. Is that the best way to link up with you?
Right now that is, and COVID hit, man. We was on a roll. I mean, we were having evening classes, Saturday classes for kids. I was about to expand this thing, bringing in other instructors. Because
that's still in effect. So
yeah. So
it's delayed a little bit, but
it's delayed. But we're coming back. I came in very cautiously with kids, parents, just because I'm a parent, and I was like, I'll wait until this thing really kind of settles down.
Right.
Yeah. Back. We are, just so you know, we are going to start back up in the fall. I want to start with basic classes again and advanced classes. One of the things that I'm going to do is there's going to be I call level up. So cats that have been in this game for years, 20, maybe years. But yeah, listen, you want to learn how to play on CDJs. You want to learn how to play on vinyl. So we're going to have level up classes just for that. Put your ego aside. You need help? Let us help you. I mean, that's what it's about. Everybody's going to eat in this game. Everybody's going to eat. So I'm just trying to help, man. That's all.
Sweet. Yeah, take it to Shark Tank, man. You know what I'm saying? Take it to Shark Tank.
I never thought about that, man. Yeah. They're gonna be asked, what are your projections? But I'll be like, shit, I don't know.
Man, I go on there like I'm giving up 49% of my company for 50,000. Because they're gonna make it so big for 50,000.
I'll get raped again. Like this is the third time. I'm trying to get.
Bring Farley with you. Bring Farley with you.
He said, "Bring Farley with you."
Yeah, bring Farley with me. Come on, Farley. Let's go do this shit.
Since you're sorry,
you want to apologize? Right. Go ahead and do the sales pitch.
Come out here and tell him I stole his music and he was 15. Yeah, come out and tell him that.
That's atonement. That's your atonement. Go on Shark Tank and sell my shit. No, my damn idea.
Big ups to Farley. All right, so it's on you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Hey, how has the whole process enriched your life?
Yeah, we did that one.
Oh, and tell us about its impact on our youth.
Okay, so what was that again?
How the process has enriched your life and its impact on our youth.
Okay,
we did the enrich. So, what's the impact of We Jam on on the youth?
Well, I mean, again, once we really kind of get back moving on all cylinders, I'm going to be pretty aggressive, pretty risky with making sure, number one, that I want this to be a service for at-risk youth. So part of my vision is to create this in a way that I'm bringing in at-risk youth. It's an apprenticeship program, where young males, young females, whatever. It's all I haven't written down, but it's going to happen. Where this is going, We Jam is going to not just be about DJing, but mentorship, apprenticeship, and service. And it's going to be those pillars. And it's, again, all we're joined around music. That's what We Jam stands for. It's my vision. Once I settle down myself and stop moving around, because I'm still DJing, I still actively DJ. I'm out. I don't post all that on Facebook. I do a lot of private events and people don't know about, but I enjoy DJing. My kids DJ. So once things settle down, especially like this fall, they're going to kick back up with especially our adult classes. And on Saturdays, to give the parents a break, we're going to start back up with our youth classes. And we're going to build up this new generation. I think we haven't, like you, I think you said it. We have not seen the next great DJs, right? But I'm going to do my part to keep house music here. I'm going to do whatever I can. I know there are other people out there doing it as well. But the DJ culture, that's why We Jam exists, is to keep this thing going. It's a great, you can live your life, your best life DJing. I mean, some DJs over in Europe making multi-millionaires. I'm not, but here I am. Maybe I'll train the next multi-millionaire DJ and they'll come back and say, "Hey, Nick, here's some money."
Facts.
Nick,
here's your reparations.
This is a rhetorical question because we both know there's no hazing and there's never been any hazing in Kappa Alpha Psi or Alpha Phi Alpha. But have you ever considered having them carry the crates, and carry crates of records? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You better. Yeah,
Hold this crate.
Carry my, no, not even that. Get my controller.
Right.
Here, hold my laptop.
It's called paying your dues around here.
Man, you better. You don't know what it's like to carry crates. But here's the funny thing. You would always have like 10 people with you at the beginning of the party, carrying all your equipment. Mm-hmm. You there when the party's over with, they gone. You're gone. It's you and 13 crates and speakers by yourself. But they got in the party for free because they carry one freaking crate. Yeah, you already know, self.
But they gone because they was leaving with something sweet, probably.
I know. I get the game.
I'm just saying, just like 9, I was a youth, and I was carrying out like.
Respect the DJ. We have gone through hell. Guy. We go through hell all the time.
All right. Well, that ends that segment. We're going to hit the esoteric questions. We normally flow through this, but here we go. This one's called the Self-Love Time Machine. All right. So imagine if Tori gave you a box. It's acacia wood, maybe even maybe it's made from oak mixed with acacia. It's old school, but it's beautiful. It's well maintained. On that box, there's a red button. No. Sorry, I'm ahead of myself. This is the time machine. Please advise your 9-year-old self. I was ahead of myself. So imagine if, self put you back to your 9th birthday and your family's around and they're saying, Nick nonstop, make a wish and blow out the candles. As soon as you blow out the candles, you hear a time warp sound, your family's suspended in animation, and it's you, as you are now, talking to your 9-year-old self. What advice would you say to your 9-year-old self outside of stay away from Farley?
Wow. Yeah, you guys are deep, man. Oh, wow. Oh, man. My 9-year-old self. Hey, dude, do whatever you can to stop the internet from happening. Do whatever you can to prevent the internet, the World Wide Web, because it's going to destroy us. It's going to make us self-destruct. Find out who invents the World Wide Web and stop them. Do whatever you can to keep that from happening. Think about everything that happens right now. It's just the World Wide Web is the catalyst for so many things. Stop it or regulate it or go back in time and I don't know. But you asked me the question, I'm giving you my answer, what I think. The internet
is what we want.
Internet is oh my God, it's so evil. It took away our innocence. It just pulled the blinds away from all the things that we always imagine. And now you can just see it.
What is it called?
The World Wide Web. The internet.
Enough said.
Granted, it allows us to do this. It allows us to do things like this. But there's a dark side. And we all know that. I just think that the internet.
They named it Windows. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I know where you're going with that.
When Microsoft came out with Windows, I was like, man, you could see in a window and you could see out. And then they started talking about they're looking at you through your cameras. I'm like, yeah, Sherlock. I've been saying it for years.
Hey, all of the technology, like every camera is a storage device and every speaker is a microphone.
Everything, man. There's a digital footprint. I'm in IT. There's a digital footprint everywhere.
I'm just saying,
social media.
Every speaker can be made a microphone. It's the same fucking device.
He works in IT. He would tell himself no internet. You know what I would say? I thought you were gonna say invest in the internet or even go down there in Northern and meet the guys from the Kappa Alpha.
I did. I hung out with them. I was my best friend at Kappa. I'm telling you, man. Cortland Campbell, man, Lindbergh, all that.
Yeah, Cortland. That's my noob. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Guys.
Yeah. You already know.
All right. Small world. Okay. So can you recommend one book? And if you're going to say the Bible, I respect that. But then in that case, recommend 2 books, but recommend a book for the self-love nation.
I did, and I didn't read the whole thing, but I did read some of, I can't remember the name. So when I do read, it was a 50 Cent's book. And I bought it on my digital. What was the name of that book?
The 50 Laws of Power or something? I know he.
Yeah.
48 Laws of Power or something. I know he did something.
Something like that.
That wasn't 50. That was
no.
Right, but he did something based upon
that. Let me look at it.
Right, you're right.
And I still have it on my yeah, that's what it was.
48 Laws of Power.
Nope, that ain't it. I'm looking at it. I know that's not it.
Might be the 50 Laws of Power, knowing 50.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, see if you can find it, Self.
But that was the book. I wish I had it. Is that it there? 50. Yeah, that was it.
All right. Well, then, we'll find it and we'll get that information out there. I'm gonna push to the next one. Okay. Recommend a Black-owned restaurant because we're all about recycling our money.
Ooh. Man, I'm gonna put this out there. I'm gonna say this, and you'll be like, "What?" There's a little spot right around the corner, man. Sandwich shop called Unbeatable Eatables, and I went in there last week, and Black owned. It's in Hyde Park, on 55th, but it was the best sandwich, man. It was, and I watched them make it. I actually did the order on DoorDash.
Where at?
Yeah.
Wait, hold
Fifth,
on.
right off like 1700 East 55th.
Okay.
Unbeatable. They make those hoagie sandwiches and really good sandwiches like that, like hoagie trays. But I put the order in on DoorDash and it went to the one in Olympia. I get to have one over in Country Club Hills or somewhere.
Okay.
Put the order in there. I walked over here to get it. They were like, we don't have your order. But she called. And here's the other thing. This is what I'm talking about, character, man.
Right.
She called the other one. She saw my order that I had paid for it. I had bought like 4 sandwiches for the family. Because my guy told me to try them out. I was like, absolutely. Right. And I went in there. She's like, no, it ain't here. But I call over there, same franchise. She made my sandwiches, the same sandwiches that I ordered and paid for. She said, I'll take care of it here. You know, and I watched her and the guy, I don't know if they were a couple or whatever, black couple, man, right in the neighborhood. And I watched them make these sandwiches with such care. And right now, so I know this may sound crazy. That's just my favorite sandwich. That's my favorite restaurant right now. Black owned. It's right around the corner. And it's a sandwich joint.
And to you business people out there, so she paid. So basically, she didn't get paid. The other franchise did. She probably didn't make any money off of it. How much did you pay? About? At the other place.
$35, $30, $40.
So for $35, she probably earned herself a lifelong repeat customer.
I'm going back, man, and I'm talking about it on this show.
Correct.
They don't even know that. You want to see how things play out, man.
Correct. And I'm in Hyde Park often. That's,
unbeatable, eatable, man. Yeah. They got crazy hours, so they don't open till like 11 o'clock in the afternoon. I love it. 11 to like 8. That's perfect for me because that's when I'm up.
Right.
I don't know. I know I'm crazy, but 11 ain't afternoon.
That's lunch. To me.
He's saying 11 is a.m. and you said afternoon. It's not a debate show, self-love.
No, I'm just being, sloppy and happy.
I love it.
It's all good, fam. All right. We're going to go through some quick hits, sir, and these are yes, no answers, please. Is there a God?
Yes.
Have you personally ever seen anything that you would call supernatural?
Yes.
Now remember, your kids may see this video because it'll be in the blockchain. Have you personally ever seen a UAP, an unidentified aerial phenomena, or UFO, as we called it back in the day?
I don't know. No.
All right. Have you ever seen an alien?
Yes.
Yeah, you've been to those house parties. I'm sure you have.
Had to have. Shit.
I probably dated some back in the
day. Oh man, this is be great for your great grandson. All right. Here we go. Last yes no question. Did human beings walk on the moon ever at any time in history or during the Apollo program? Yes or no? This is always such a tough question for people, and they rammed all this.
It is. Science. It is. It's
because I was not physically there to witness it, I'm going to say no.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. Now here's the magic box question. I jumped the gun on this earlier.
Oh yeah, you did.
Didn't I? So imagine if self-love there had a magic box. Beautiful, inert, acacia mixed with oak box. And on this box, there was a singular button, red button, right smack dab on the top of it. You had to open up a little case to get to the button. God forbid that a person whom you would have extreme difficulty living another second on this earth contracted a rare and terminal illness in which that they suffered dearly from. I'm talking screaming and pain. And all the doctors and kings, horses, and men proclaimed to you that death was imminent. What if self-love there informed you that all you had to do was press this button on this box, and your loved one would be 100% cured and completely out of pain. But, a person whom you do not know and will never meet would then suffer the exact same fate as your loved one. DJ Nick Nonstop, do you press the button?
So I save somebody, but it transfers to someone else.
Yes.
Yes.
Somebody else's wife,
You don't know.
or daughter. Well, everybody's related. Yeah, you don't know this person. You'll never meet this person. They could be on the other side of the planet. They can be anywhere, but you'll never meet them. You've never met them. But they're going to then have the same fate that your family member or friend was suffering.
But my family member or friend will live.
Right away. Bing. As soon as you press the button, they're magically cured, no more pain, and they're going to go on.
And so if I don't push it, my friend perishes, right?
According to all the doctors and all of the
Family,
science.
all of that. Yep.
But then they're still screaming out in pain. They're on the morphine and stuff, but that stuff don't work forever. So we're beyond morphine, they're just in pain.
So who am I to decide who lives or dies? I'm just a man. Pushing that button takes me to another level that I'm not an authoritative figure to say this person lives, this person dies. So if I have free will, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not. If I know, do I know that if I push the button, somebody else is going to die and I'm going to save the person?
You absolutely know that.
No, I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to push it because that's not my call. If the person that I'm sitting in front of that I know is in pain, that's God's will, not mine. I didn't cause you this pain, but because I can stop it, I'm not going to take that on knowing that somebody else in this world perishes because of a decision I made. Who am I to make that decision?
Man.
So no, I will not push the button.
Not to mention their family member is going to feel the same pain you're feeling. I'm with you on that. This question is like 50-50 how people answer it.
Yeah.
I don't have any kids, but I do have a lovely wife. And people, they say, well, you don't have kids. And I don't understand. And I'm 100% with you, DJ Nick. And who's to say that I push that button and then that person I saved doesn't get hit by a car the next time, because I know how the Satan gets down.
Yeah.
And now my soul's gone. You know what I'm saying? So.
And I do have the book. It's called Hustle Harder. I just drew a blank.
Hustle Harder. Okay.
Hustle Harder. Yeah, Hustle Harder.
And that's about 50.
Curtis Jackson. It's under Curtis Jackson, not 50 Cent. So
Right.
That's a good book, especially if you want to hustle harder.
All right. So here we go. This is your final question, and then now you're a member of the Self Love Show Give Back Gang.
Give Back Gang.
Give Back Gang. Keep in mind, though, your progeny can see this. There's no right answer to it. No one's more able to answer this question than you or less. What is the meaning of life?
The meaning of life? Life is a journey. There's a beginning and there's an end. So the meaning of life, there is no real meaning. The meaning of life is what you do from that beginning to the end. It's what you make. You determine whether or not you want to live a certain way or live in a certain area or be with a certain person. The meaning of life is there is no meaning. It's you exist. You move through this thing and and you try to do your best to coexist with other people that you may not even like. You try to make a life for yourself. You try to stay relevant. You try to make earn a living and enjoy things that you want to enjoy. Life is just that. It's a journey. It's it sounds cliche, but it is. But at the end of the day, we determine our own happiness or our own sadness. We make decisions that can affect other people and ourselves. But life is just this complex thing that nobody will ever really truly understand. You'll never harness it. You can't put it in a bottle. You can't, as much as we try to make our lives better, life is just it's an experience, it's a journey, it's always moving, it's always changing, it's never the same. What just happened a second ago will never happen again. It's I know that sounds weird, but life is it's this abstract thing that we're going through until it stops going. I know it sounds weird, but it's just life is that. It's an experience. It's a journey.
Wow. All right. And then, so great, man. Fantastic. Before we let you go, and some of these questions I haven't answered myself personally, I just think it's great to ask people. We have a policy. We don't answer questions around here. We question everything, though. But we did have DJ Creeper said, I would not push that button. The burden is mine and my family alone. It's God's will. The disease stops with my
There
family.
we go. My man,
Yeah.
DJ Creeper.
Very,
I
very
love
powerful.
that. I love that.
That's my guy. That's like, man.
Okay. I
Real,
respect that. I respect
real
that.
tough.
And he's been in the show all since we've been on. So I respect that.
Yeah, much support. He said hot tub Tory earlier in the chat. I forgot to mention it.
Hot tub.
Right.
I don't even want to know.
Right.
That ain't nothing that's not heterosexual. So
I know. I get it.
all right.
And if it wasn't, that's you and his personal choice. Nobody's gonna
Right.
judge anybody.
That's
here.
not a
This is
problem.
the self-love show.
Y'all
You just want to be clear, huh?
Yes, I am me, and I am who I am. The self-love show and all of that. I'm going.
We understand.
I get it.
Okay.
We understand. All right, so we got a game. It only takes 60 seconds, Nick, and then you're out the door. This one is called the Self-Love Arc. So basically, if you know what an ink blotch test is, they show you an ink blotch and you say the first thing that pops to your mind. We're going to give you a pair of items and just choose the one that's better than the other one to you, okay? You can do that or you can pass. Now, you're going to get 12 items in 60 seconds. You get a point per item. Of course, if you pass, you don't get a point. And if you pass more than twice, you fail. Those are the rules of the game.
Okay. All right, I guess. Let's bring it on.
All right, so here we go. Remember, it's an ink blotch test.
Okay.
Mendel Bi-Level Disco, the music box.
Window by level.
Farley Keith or Ferris?
Ferris.
Kobe Bryant, LeBron James.
Kobe.
Michelle Obama or Barack Obama?
Barack.
B.I.G. or Tupac?
Biggie.
Refund the police or defund the police?
No comment.
Okay. Tyranny or anarchy? Tyranny or anarchy?
Anarchy. Ah!
Uncle Remus chicken or Harold's fried chicken?
Oh my goodness. Uncle Remus all day.
The carjacking Pookie or the oath breaking cop?
No comment.
All right, that's your second pass. You have no more passes. Would you die tomorrow or live forever?
Live forever.
Nation of Islam or the Black Panther Party?
Black Panther.
Last one. Meditation, prayer.
Prayer.
All right. That was a 10-pointer. That was a 10-pointer.
I love it.
Yeah, that's called the self-love arc. So
that was tough, man. Y'all tough, dude. Yeah. Hey, my wife gonna send me a text somehow. You don't read. I'm like, shut up.
I just got 2 books today, man. The ISIS papers.
Then,
wow.
But I didn't know Dr. Francis Cress Welsing was from Shy Self.
Yeah. And we hey, check it out. We were there when we bought her book. She signed it.
I remember that
at her lecture here.
I remember that.
It was not like 20 people there.
I remember that. And what happened to the book, Self?
Oh, it's right on there on the shelf.
We only got 1 copy. We didn't get 2. Where's mine? I want my check. No, I'm just tripping. I'm glad you got it.
Just saying, shit, we didn't have no money like that. Shit.
Yeah.
We might have scraped together to get that one.
I do remember that, man. I cherish your memories, especially after the accident. And then the second book I got is How to Start and Grow a Quick Fast Food Service. I'm doing a little research. So
when we first met her, she was at U of I, and then we was at a small setting where we got our book. She was at
I remember that. She took a shining to me too, from what I remember. So she took a shining to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lundgren.
All right, rest her soul.
Yeah.
All right. So DJ Nick, we can talk after the brother leaves. Is there any final words or anything you wanted to touch on that we didn't touch on before you break out?
No. I mean, again, not to be redundant. Let's just all start moving in the same direction. As a people, as a culture, Black people, house community, let's just get on the same page, man. I'm so tired of the same narrative every morning and, another violent weekend in Chicago, or it's just getting old, man. I'm so tired of it. I'm tired of and it just, drilling down to the house community and everybody's ranting and not happy and just hating on each other. Let's just go in one direction, man. Let's put Chicago back on the map, for the house community, for a great city to come to, which is a beautiful city, especially in the summertime. It's a beautiful city, man, but it's just so much negativity, and we feed right into it. But, let's all come together. It sounds so cliche, but it's just so basic, man. Let's just focus on going in the same direction.
Man, enjoy life and love one another. These are familiar concepts, and it's an honor, DJ Nick Nonstop, to we just did the mental beat in for our Give Back gang. So we appreciate everything you're doing out here. We appreciate everything you did for the show. Self, you got any final words for this, brother?
I appreciate you guys, man. I think what you're doing is great, man. Thank you all. For real, this is great, man. Keep up the good work. Anything I can do to help support you guys, I'm here for you. So thank you.
Hey, love, honor, respect. Always, we need to have this in the cloud so people can recognize the truth about the people from here, because we are Aboriginals more than from Africa, my research has said, but there is a whole connection that we are family all over the world, and it's amazing. And thank you for doing what you do, because it's a blessing to all of us, especially here in this city, because they want us to not be seen or heard.
Hey, I ain't gonna stop, man. I'm gonna keep moving. I'll rest when I die.
All right, and we'll be reaching out to you. Self Love will reach out to you regarding booking the next generation.
Absolutely. Let me know. I got youth DJs, man. So let's hear from them. I would love to be a part of that. So keep up the great work, guys. Seriously.
Thank you, sir. Love and respect. We don't kick nobody out, so show yourself the door. And one
Yeah.
love, my brother. One
One
love.
love. One love.
Magnanimous, huh?
Absolutely.
Great job booking that, brother, man. Great job, man. And love his answers. Love this perspective.
Yeah. And he's just a bridge, because there are like a whole lot of these places that, you know, Nick Nonstop and Torrin have played. There's a promoter involved that's helped them. So
yeah, I wanted to tell him when he was saying, he doesn't get pulled over anymore. I'm like, it's because the police got a color shade that they go by, and he's got a lot of high yellow in him. You know what I mean? Yeah,
they're like me,
Yeah,
red. I'm red more than yellow, but
yeah, but you get to ride around, and you know what I mean. They stop and just give you a warning. You know what I mean? If they do stop you.
Well, they still pull me over, so I don't know about that part. You know what I mean? Everybody got their own situation and what their mind and what your vibration brings it to you. So that don't happen to him. That's his vibration. So
facts.
It's
all facts. I'm just being tongue in cheek, but thanks for the clarification. No, but that's facts. And for you guys, check it out. Sign up. Your little ones or any aspiring DJs, go to www.wejamdjacademy.com. He said he's starting up a session in fall, and then the link is also in the chat. We're also going to put it in the comments, after this live stream ends. You can watch this live stream into perpetuity, So, don't think that if somebody missed it today, they won't be able to see it tomorrow. They can see it into perpetuity. That's right. Put it out there.
Always. And for this specific show, we got our new Jasper, who we put out prior to, that is doing a necessary for melanated people to have a recap and, check, make sure that you're good.
Oh, yeah, mental well-being. Yes.
Mentally.
Yes. And, even if you feel like you are, it's good maintenance, right, Self?
Yeah, we need that part because, hey, this whole situation has been blazed down upon us. And we, even being here, according to the story that they told us or whatever it is, we have some
generational trauma,
bullshit attached to our DNA.
Yeah, generational trauma.
Yes, to the max. That's so we need to recognize that and decipher that as a pawn to our future, because that's what is all it is. Like, that part is a hampering, and it's a head start that we can negate, because if we all exist like we do, we can make sure that doesn't affect us.
Absolutely. So as Self said, I agree with that 100%. You guys support Black artists, support We Jam, hire DJ Nick Nonstop, for your next event.
Absolutely.
And as always, know your rights, educate yourself on your rights, flex your rights, and assert your rights, and make it home safely.
To the highest ability.
And today's riddle we had was, what is always in front of you but cannot be seen? Our chat solved it along with self-love. Maybe it's the grade school. Maybe all he did was riddles back in grade school. But self-love, what's the key to that riddle?
the future.
Facts. All right. Yeah, unless you're peering in the looking glass, which we'll get into.
At some point. But...
yeah, we'll get into that at some point. Now, the next week's show, Wednesday at the same time, that'll be 6 p.m. on the West Coast, 8 p.m. Chicago time. We are going to cover FET, and that is Flat Earth Theory. We are breaking down and unpacking FET, Flat Earth Theory. What say ye, Self-Love?
Okay, because, man, it's a whole lot bigger than most people think. It's a wow. So what I'll say is wow, because wow.
Right. And if anybody's out there in the earshot and you want to be part of the panel, you can reach out to us. You can text, call 424-900-6945, 424-900-6945, or you could drop something in the comments below, and we'll definitely reach out to you and let you unpack Flat Earth Theory along with us. Self-Love and I, we're going to do what we can, when we can, all the time. But if there's anyone that's more immersed in it, that, this is what they do, it's right up their wheelhouse because we're about lessons, not what?
Lectures.
Right. We'd be happy to have them join the panel, and we may work on that in the meantime.
I'm going to work on that in the meantime.
Yeah, I know you know some people, Self. Come on. You got to know somebody who might want to join the Flat Earth, the FET panel.
I do.
All right, we got to give them
a... see what they, I'm going to reach out to them. It needs to be observed. I mean, hey, I was of one opinion, and I've seen some evidence of some things that I don't know. So I just want everybody to know, because, there's a whole lot of words that have been written a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we just ask that you go into it with an open mind. And, we talk often on here about just because you were fed it doesn't necessarily mean that it was nutritious, huh?
Well, we know that part because the whole, if you believe that the fucking American diet, the shit that they say that is healthy to live a long life, then
Yeah. And if you believe that we went to the moon and we're still trying to figure out how to get back there, with all our today's technology, when our computers had the computing power of a mini calculator, but we did that show already. Tomorrow on Mouthpiece Included.
Yes,
yeah, that's where we discuss politics. That's live. That's always an open panel. Feel free to pull up. We're covering many hot topics of this week in sports. We do it from a political slant. LeBron James. Tomorrow, the hottest topic is LeBron James owns racist Celtics fans. Plus many more topics that we're going to break down. We're picking our top NFL running backs as well. So when you do show up, Self, don't what?
I want to tell you the truth. If you're going to show up, you best be prepared. And you best have your head on the swivel. And goddamn it, you better have your mouthpiece, because if you ain't your mouthpiece, you're going to get fucked up.
Yeah, no, he's right. Yeah. So we would definitely, that show we tend to debate. So leave your feelings. Yeah, wherever you put your feelings. All right. So we're excited about that. That's going to be tomorrow. It's live. It's at 9 p.m. Chicago time. That's 7 p.m. over here on the left coast. And so enough of my yapping. I'm going to turn it over to this brother to my right for wordsmiths, Final words out there, out there, out there, out there, out there, out there.
So we've been told it's about the house music. Nick Nine, stop, say, hey, these suckers abused it. He learned from the best and put it to the test. And how it straight manifest. But still, he said the GOAT was who it is. Extraordinary how the lessons live. Thank you, because everything has been told. It's been sent from the humble above. Know how it's been told, but the truth is it's been shown. We about the same age, on some shit that different people never seen that part of the page. Had his own induction, construction of his whole enragement. Because everybody in house music had the engagement. How we live and stage with.
Step up to the mic, please.
It's the way that I've been living, I've been given. They talk shit, but we've been locked in the prison. They taught us bullshit. How the fuck we supposed to be living? Man, slide off to any condition. And I don't know why, but everybody think we supposed to die. And I don't think they can make it happen. I'ma tell you why. None of us haven't in and out of we why. Cause I live in a different strait. They fuck around with me, I came to investigate a different level and live upon that part. They wanna mess with me, but I am part. My vision, make sure that I'm living. They talk shit, ain't no way they giving me anything that I'ma intake. Cause they been on bullshit since I was create. And I know I elevate all our minds, I demonstrate. And I don't even know why they talk shit, but CHI, South Shore, Master of Metaphor, came here to let y'all know what I'm headed for. Us to be blessed, and they can't fuck with us, ain't no contest, no distress. But y'all know what it is, man, I do what I bless. Words.
Words. Yes, sir. Words as we wrap it up. Let's see here. You guys make sure you like, share, subscribe. Let's get them in this joint. They can always watch this as we, anytime in the future. And I guess we'll go ahead and close out with Man Know Thyself, Kai Zodiac. Let's get this going. Hey, buddy. Know thyself, y'all. Love thyself.
Do you think you are the one? Honestly, I don't know. You know what that means? It's Latin. It means know thyself.
Bullets are boomerangs.
Stand your ground.
Murder is suicide.
Man
Yeah. An eye for an eye.
Silence is violence.
If you see something, you're supposed to say something.
Hey, this is slave theory. Greed. Add ego. Divide that by fear, and you got yourself a slave.
Oh, yeah. But I got the remedy. Charity plus humility times love can make freedom.
That's a fact. Do not answer questions.
But for sure, you better question everything.
Fear is an illusion.
Yeah. Absolutely factual. So just vibrate love.
Forgiveness and charity, those are the highest vibrations of love.
So do something charitable for the so-called enemy and end the beef.
Take those cops some donuts and coffee, Krispy Kremes and Starbucks even. Hurt people hurt people.
Healthy people can heal people.
Free Jeff Fort, man.
Free Larry Hoover.
Free the guys, man.
Prison is slavery.
Check that 13th Amendment. Read your laws. Be like St. Pedro. Keep your eyes on Yahusha and walk on H2O.
Facts. Look at the motherfucking treaties that was presented and see the bullshit that they fucked over with Morocco.
Move mountains.
Easy as that.
Love yourself. Stop the violence. Support your community.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Being the one is just like being in love. No one can tell you you're in love, you just know it, through and through.